But all right, now we're on here. So, Spider-Man: Homecoming. This is the review. Lisa, you're the Spider-Man expert here. You've read all the comics.
Oh
You've seen
boy.
all the movies. So, give us a brief
Oh
history.
boy.
Give us a brief history of Spider-Man as a character
Um,
and this movie.
don't think you should be relying on me for that.
Okay, Adosu.
Spider-Man is a man who is a spider. Um, six to walls. America's sweetheart.
Okay. All right. This is the third film, I guess, iteration of Spider-Man. This is the what do you call it? Like the revamp of was it the Amazing Spider-Man or the Andrew Garfield one called? Spectacular Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man movies. Um, it's a reboot. That's the word for it. It's a reboot
Mm-hmm.
starring Tom Holland as a younger Spider-Man than we have ever seen in movies. And yeah, so it's a different perspective on the Spider-Man story. We completely skipped the origins and stuff, and we're introduced to a cast of mostly new characters and a new view of New York from what we've seen in the past. Lots of different ethnicities and dirty streets and bodegas and stuff. It's more actual New Yorkie, I think, than in the past.
Okay.
All right, Joseph here who knows things about Spider-Man. But yeah, so what did you guys think of this new version of Spider-Man without spoiling yet? What did you think of the movie overall?
We're just doing overall thoughts.
Yeah, without spoilers. Of the new take on Spider-Man
That's
in this movie.
somebody. I think that this is the most different Spider-Man we've ever gotten, at least on film. Um, and I kind of like that. There's a lot of new and different things that they did with this, and I like that they took a chance and they tried something different because we've had the original trilogy and then the reboot. So I like that they tried to shake things up a bit and give us something new that fans, at least a lot of fans, probably haven't seen before from a Spider-Man movie. So I like the chances they took.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
me and Lisa were saying it felt like a superhero movie, but it felt like super bad or something. It felt like a
Yeah,
teen sort of
Yeah.
like goofy, sort of like it focused more on like the teen antics kind of side of the story, which was really surprising from a big blockbuster like MCU movie
yeah,
that they went in that direction. When I guess when you think about it, it is kind of a huge risk. But Spider-Man is like the biggest property after like it's like Spider-Man and X-Men are the two biggest properties, I guess.
yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting that they went in that direction. What did you think, OJ,
Um,
about the different take on Spider-Man?
I think based off of the comics that I've read so far, which actually isn't that many, um, it's probably the most comic book accurate Spider-Man I've seen on the big screen in like a long time, and that's a good thing because I mean like Spider-Man's been around for so long, but we've gotten movies with different takes on him that aren't bad per se, but they're actually they're very different, and so this movie does take a pretty big risk considering like it's in a interconnected universe, and I think that for what it's worth, they did a pretty damn good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Dosa told me before I went to go see it. It's like he said it was the closest to like the Bendis Spider-Man, like the hyper, like awkward, goofy, like kid version, I guess, from Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it definitely felt like that. It felt the most like this was the first time I didn't have any issues with Peter Parker or Spider-Man as a character. Like it just felt like that's exactly how
Yeah.
I imagine comic book Spider-Man to like be in live action. And
Yeah.
so yeah, the best thing about the movie to me was like the actor and the way they portrayed Spider-Man's character. It was like I have no complaints, and I'm like a big Spider-Man fan.
I
And
think
like I read the comics and stuff, and like
yeah.
saw the cartoons. Like Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, and I had no issues with like really the way he was portrayed in the movie.
See, I think what made, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, okay, well,
Go ahead.
so I'll say what I think. What makes Tom Holland's performance so much better is that he's a big Spider-Man fan in himself, and like he's loved the character for so long.
Really?
Yeah, like he actually I've seen a few interviews where he'll talk about like how much he's liked Spider-Man and wanted to do the actual take on the character since he's been young. And I think that's one of the bigger parts about the movie that I can tell when I watched it in theaters was the passion that he puts into the project is very astounding.
Mhm.
Yeah, he put. I watched a lot of behind the scenes stuff. He put a lot of work into this. I think.
Like I mean, I was gonna say that like Andrew Garfield, he's even a fan himself, but like I saw that in his movies, but with Tom Holland, I see it even more so.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he loves like having that suit on. But I think it's the most. I get what people are saying. Well, this is the, and I think it's the closest to like the old Bendis Spider-Man. And I do think that it's the most out of all the Spider-Mans, out of all the comics. I do think it's the most balanced between Peter and Spider-Man. I do think it's the best balance of those two. But I still think that Andrew Garfield's portrayal of Spider-Man, not Peter, but Spider-Man, is the closest to a comic book of like all the Spider-Man series, not just counting Bendis' origin run. But of all the Spider-Mans, I think The Amazing Spider-Man is still the closest to that.
Why do you say that?
Because literally, if you go back and look at those two movies, the quips. I mean, even though for this Spider-Man movie, that just the Homecoming, Spider-Man is really quippy, but it's also like that teenager's hyperactiveness that's just taken over. But if you go back and look at the Amazing Spider-Man movies, the quips are a little bit more.
I think they're funnier.
Yeah, and you can you can tell he's trying to make light of the situation. I don't think that Tom Holland. I just think that's him just being a kid. But in a lot of the Spider-Man comics,
but I mean that's accurate to like how Bendis wrote him in the
yeah.
Like he would like his jokes, like his one-liners were very simple compared to like a lot of the stuff in other comics they were doing at the time, where he felt more like a dumb joke a kid would make, like just a little quick sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
Like he would like when he'd be like, oh I'm fighting, like when he's fighting the Avengers in the movie, and I guess that's a little spoiler. When he's fighting the guys with the Avengers mask, he's like, oh Captain America,
right.
like you looking like here and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of jokes that people would make. And that is the kind of like it felt almost exactly like what I remember him like acting like in the suit when he in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics.
Yeah,
like he would make those kind of lines, like
and not just the quips, but also the way he moves as Spider-Man. If you go back to Amazing Spider-Man, he really
more than this movie.
More than this movie, he moves like a spider.
You're
like,
insane.
No, go back and go. I rewatched the movies.
Yeah, I haven't watched them in a long time.
Go back and look. It's so people overlook how they did such a great job. The spider-like characters, the characteristics that they put in the Amazing Spider-Man when he's in his suit is so spot on to the comics. It's ridiculous. Go back and look. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's so crazy.
On that note, it's important to like note that, and this is sort of how I feel about making Peter Parker younger, is that he's still new to the idea of being Spider-Man. Like he's only been around the superhero community, I should say, for like maybe like 6 to 9 months, I believe. And then you have he's also a little bit younger, a little bit less inexperienced, more hyperactive. So
Yeah.
I guess that could be a reason as to why he may not have those spider-like qualities just yet. And of course, this is his first movie, so maybe it's something that Tom Holland might improve on in the sequel and possibly the sequel after that as well.
Yeah.
But no, I do agree.
It's not necessarily. Well,
Did you mute
Yeah.
yourself? Or?
All right.
Oh,
wait, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's Tom Holland's fault. I just think it's the approach. I just think that the Amazing Spider-Man was so spot on. So how Spider-Man is portrayed in the
Yeah, but
comics.
I thought in this movie. All right, let's just move on to spoilers.
Yeah, go
At this
ahead.
point.
And I'll elaborate.
The CG, like I had the same issue you told me about at first with the CG, where it looked a little too cartoony, like
Mhm.
the first Spider-Man. But from the second half on, especially in the final action sequences and stuff, like the way he moved, the way they use like the web shooters and stuff was like way more creative than any of the other movies, in my opinion. And the way he, like the flips and the agility and stuff that he was doing, like the way he was moving during the action scenes, like it was a lot more elaborate as far as like the gymnastics and stuff he was doing than almost any of the other movies, in my opinion.
I think both.
Like I don't remember him. I just remember him jumping and web slinging a lot in other movies and just like grabbing things and stuff. Like I don't remember him doing these elaborate sort of like the swings through the webs and then like using the webs in like the different ways and like zigzagging through the webs, like the scene with the fairy. When he starts off the fairy from splitting apart. Like there was nothing that like used the webs and stuff that as creatively in the other movies.
I disagree, but
What
can,
was it then?
Like even the first Amazing Spider-Man movie when Spider-Man was fighting
When we stopped the subway and stuff.
No, the first Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield when he was fighting the lizard and literally
that was pretty lit.
Yeah, that was when he was
was
literally crawling around his body, wrapping him around in the web. It's so cool.
That's a little more obvious. That's a little more obvious, like just making a spider web and stuff like that. It wasn't this. It's not the same as what they were doing with the fairy. Where he was like flipping. Where he was doing all the
It was cool. The fairy scene.
It was an
was
elaborate
dope.
thing to think
Yeah,
of.
the fairy scene was dope.
Visually, that must have been crazy to plan out.
Yeah, no,
Like
the
the way he was
fairy
doing the
scene was
flips,
amazing.
because it was like it wasn't like on a 2D plane, like it was 3-dimensional through all the webs that he was shooting with the fairy and the flips he was doing. Like that was kind of an elaborate thing that only Spider-Man could do. So I thought that was like really impressive that they even used it like that. But
Yeah,
the first actual fight with the Vulture on the ferry was pretty lit. Like I can't even lie. That was.
And before I forget, I wanted to say, like, Edosa, you were like, I don't like the Vulture in this movie or whatever. He's a disappointing villain.
How can you
I
not?
thought he was pretty good. I thought he was pretty good. Michael Keaton is a really good actor,
Yeah.
and he really made it like work for me. Like there was a lot of stuff that was kind of like could have been cheesy that he just made work, and he made it seem a lot more profound, I guess, than it could have been. And his design, that was an amazing Vulture design. Like I liked the design so much.
No, the
like,
design
it
was so
cool.
The Vulture design was so
It
good.
looks
Oh my
really,
God.
really good.
It was lit.
Yeah, it was
That's all I
amazing.
gotta say.
It was really
Unlike the Vulture design was so good. Unlike
Yeah.
Peter's freaking suit, man.
good.
I'm
wasn't that
sorry.
bad.
We gotta start off with the suit. We have to. The suit. Am I the only one that doesn't?
We're
First of all,
talking about.
am I the only one that doesn't like the suit?
Yeah.
What are you talking
I mean,
about?
What
I like
shit
the-
are you talking
The
about?
Spider-Man suit.
Despite the homecoming
design.
suit.
To me,
I
it
like
looks close enough.
Because there's
to
a couple of suits.
The suit's classic though.
It is classic, but I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
the things they added.
even though I don't like the look of the suit.
The little Iron
I'm
Man
not-
suit.
I'm not the guy that I don't really like Spider-Man's classic suit that much.
What?
I can get past. I can get past it. I can get
Nah,
past.
that's
You
blasphemy.
don't like
That's
the
blasphemy.
classic
it.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
design?
I'm not a huge
That's
fan.
black.
I'm
That
not
is
nostalgic
probably
for it.
the
I'm not.
best. I'm not
No,
nostalgic
it's
for
not.
it. It's probably the best
No.
superhero design
No.
of all time. It's
Oh
so
yeah, no, I have
stylish.
respect for it, but it's not my biggest. The superior,
Okay.
the
You
superior
personally don't
Spider-Man.
like it.
I like the superior Spider-Man suit personally,
Okay.
but
Actually, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
yeah, but
Nah.
the
Superior Spider-Man suit to me is actually really damn good.
yeah, it's really good, but it's fine. They're all really good.
Yeah.
But it's not just the look of the suit, even though that bothered me, and how it was animated, even though that bothered me as well.
Yeah.
Karen, when his suit gets updated and Karen is speaking to him, Spider-Man can do that when he's like much I'm when he basically like running things. But at a young age,
I mean,
I'm not a huge fan of having this like Iron Man / Spider-Man kind of suit.
here's okay. So there's two things. Here's my hope for Spider-Man when it comes to Infinity War and Avengers 4, whatever it's going to be called. What I hope is that Spider-Man loses the suit, like loses the Stark Tech suit, I guess you could call it, and he built his own suit from whatever he finds. Like that's the one thing I think about Spider-Man that's so amazing is that it's not just his powers that are impressive, it's the fact that he built his own suit and his own gadgets and stuff. So when Tony Stark made him the suit in Civil War, I said, okay, that's fine because in Civil War in the comics he created the Iron Spider suit for him, and so now he's creating sort of the classic Spider-Man suit. But what I really want is for Peter to rely more on his own intelligence, which he did in the movie to a certain extent, but I really want him to rely on his own technology and his own suit.
It's the point. It came to the point where I liked him much better when he had his ragtag suit on.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because the thing I like about Spider-Man, even though he gets to a point to where he relies a lot on tech, there's a certain part of Spider-Man that I really like that he's literally a spider, and he has to rely on his spider-like characteristics to get by, like his spider senses, which they don't have in this movie.
Yeah, well, he didn't need them with the suit.
And he doesn't need, and it took him because he doesn't need them with the suit, and because of Karen, he doesn't need spider senses.
Yeah,
but I like how he has to rely on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The second thing I was gonna say is I initially wasn't a fan of it because again, like it's Spider-Man's always been low budget. It's always been his own creativity, his own technology. And at the same time, though, the reason why I gave it a pass was because at the end of the day, it wasn't necessarily Tony Stark that it wasn't Tony Stark that captured the Vulture. Spider-Man had to hack into the suit protocol, use the stuff that he was given to actually catch the Vulture on his own. Like I remember the one scene where he was stuck in that what's it called, some facility with like damage control or whatever, and he had basically had to use Karen, the suit lady, to get out of there and to basically he had to use his own intelligence along with what he had.
Suit. Yeah. Suit. But all right. So what did you think? What did you think of all the minor characters in the movie?
I liked his friend.
His friend was really good. The chubby guy.
I forget what was his name again? How am I forgetting his name?
Ned.
It's like
Ned.
Ned. They only say it like
I like his friend.
It reminds me. I don't know why.
It's a lot like if you read the Miles Morales Spider-Man, it's a lot like Miles.
Yeah, he's like what's his name, Genki.
Yeah, they basically took that and combined it with this, so I like that. I thought the love interest was cool. Liz, I thought Liz was fine. I liked Michelle. I liked Michelle. I like the Zendaya take they're taking. And she's not Mary Jane, and I like that because she doesn't have to be. The MJ was just a nod to the fans. The director said that himself.
I like her better than all the Mary Janes that I've seen so far. Like she had a lot more. Like her personality was more interesting. It was. I don't know. It was just something that was more relatable.
It's something different. Yeah, something different.
I never liked Mary Jane. Like out of all the girls in Spider-Man, Mary Jane always irritated me in the fact that was the girl that Spider-Man got married to. Like canon love interest. Like
I'm a Gwen guy. I like Gwen.
I like Gwen. I like Felicia. I like everybody else with Mary Jane better. I mean, Mary Jane's okay. I just never she was my least favorite, and she was the most prominent, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I've always been.
But I like this. I like this one. She's good. I want to see more of her. Like I was kind of disappointed that she was supposed to be like replacing MJ, and she was like such a backseat in the film.
Yeah,
But hopefully in the next movie, like she'll be more prominent or something.
yeah,
I thought they were gonna build on like their relationship romantically in this movie, and they really didn't.
Yeah.
Like they barely interacted.
I didn't think they were, and because of how the trailer set it up, and it's funny. Well, because of how the trailer set up, I knew that he was gonna be looking at this different girl, and then maybe later on he would. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe later on in the movie he would realize that she was the wrong
But
girl.
they didn't do it at all.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I'm more of a Black Cat person. But
Yeah, I like Black Cat a lot.
Mhm.
But, I mean, that's neither here nor there.
It's interesting how they're gonna handle her because like all her coolness, she was like kind of separate from the action scenes. But you know, if she's Spider-Man's girl in the next movie, she's gonna be like brought more into like that. Oh, Spider-Man, help! It's falling on me. Spider-Man, he grabbed me for the situation. And the cool thing about her, MJ, in this movie was that or Michelle or whatever her name was that she had like a kind of aloof coolness to her in every scene she was in. So she's gonna lose that if there's like giant lizards and like Doc Ock like coming at her, grabbing her and tossing her around and stuff. So I wonder how they're gonna handle that in the.
They probably wouldn't do that.
How would they not do that? Is she gonna be a superhero herself?
I mean, MJ doesn't always have to be the damsel in distress.
She
she's
has no
actually
powers. She has no powers. She's gonna be like.
She has a power of sass.
Yeah, she does have.
Yeah,
sass.
there you go. Yeah.
Right.
Is she gonna be sassing like?
Yeah,
Doc
she can
Ock?
sass her way out of the situation. Bro.
Shut up, Ronnie Lee.
What?
Hold up.
Hold up. I'm just dropping facts, man.
Shut up, Ronnie.
But
My
you guys?
main
Oh, go ahead.
my main account can't leave. That's not fair.
Oh, how'd you guys feel about Aunt May? Aunt May's portrayal.
I loved her so much.
Quality plot.
Ronnie, Ronnie, don't speak over people, Ronnie.
I agree with my main account. That was some good shit.
Oh my god.
Is that your favorite? Is that your
No.
favorite
No.
representation of Aunt May?
No, I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Me
I
neither.
didn't hate
But
her.
I mean,
I
yeah,
wasn't
it's not because the actor is beautiful and it was like that. Like,
she was
that's
so in the background. Like there were so many things,
Yeah, she's
characters
so-
that were just in the background. Like
and
she
Aunt
might
May
as
is
well
so
not been
Aunt May is so pivotal.
such a prominent part.
Yes.
Parker. It's just like,
Yes, she's so like.
they didn't even mention Uncle
Yeah.
Ben died.
I was gonna
No,
ask you
they
guys that
gave
next.
money
I was,
to-
Wait,
I was gonna ask you guys that next. How do you feel about them skipping a lot of the backstory?
Because we all know it already. So
I didn't want to see
whatever.
it. I didn't want to see it rehashed, but I thought it's such a prominent part of Spider-Man. I thought it should be touched on in some other
They
way.
wanted
Yeah, I agree.
they mentioned it. They mentioned it indirectly in the movie.
Yeah, they do.
They said,
Yeah,
said that after all that what's happened recently,
Yeah,
that she didn't want to lose Peter. So they didn't
yeah,
say
but
his
it's
name.
such a cursory. Like it did. I get they don't want to dwell on it the same way, but
but I think
it should play into his
different twist
character.
on his origin.
It
Yeah.
should play. They didn't. The difference was they completely almost ignored his origin.
Yeah.
Like drop you in.
What I think
like what's already
It's
going on.
wrong.
And I wish that I don't need to see it again, but I wanted to see it affect his character.
yes,
a little
it's because that
that's
is
what
a huge.
inspires him.
Yes, because that inspires him, and he doesn't start off being a hero. He's chasing his uncle's killer.
yeah,
I
he
don't
basically just
I didn't want to see that storyline played out again in this movie, but I did want to see.
I mean, you don't have to
the
see
the
it,
message.
but it has
of,
to
like,
affect.
yeah.
That's the fact, and that's so important to. And I wouldn't have mind.
But I think they really wanted to keep this movie like super like light. Peter character.
Yeah, and
I
it's
think
connected to
kinda
the
saw it in
MCU.
Civil War, though. A little bit. Yeah, with that scene with Tony, he was talking about his uncle and what
The
he said.
scenes, the scenes with Tony were good. You would think
Yeah.
that Tony would have brought up his uncle during those scenes.
True.
Like yelling at him
Yeah.
about being responsible and stuff. So it was a little weird that they just act like it didn't even happen. It was almost like they rewrote it so that never happened.
Kind of, yeah,
I
almost.
think what it is that it's basically like they didn't want to mention it.
Yeah.
They
People
like
just-
avoided mentioning it. It was like,
But what I think it is that like they felt that instead of bringing in like Uncle Ben and the whole great power comes great responsibility thing, they reinvented it in a way. This is my opinion. I don't say this is true or not, but what I think is that like because Peter wants to become an Avenger so bad, or at least that's the whole plot of the movie. Tony was trying to teach him, hey, look, you can be an Avenger, at some point later on in the future, but you need to learn how to be responsible with your powers. Because if you're not, you're gonna end up killing a lot of people who you're trying to save. And so that's the whole reason why he took the suit away, was because he wants to teach him how to be a better hero, even if he doesn't have all the gadgets to do so. Which is why I said the best parts of the movie was with the ragtag suit. And of course,
Definitely.
but
I agree with that.
I was gonna touch on that later, but once we talked about it, the things we liked.
the best what told me Spider-Man was Spider-Man. What told me that it was the most comic book accurate was when he was fighting against Vulture in the final act of the movie. You know, all the Stark tech stuff. You know, it's cool and all, but it's not
That's
Spider-Man.
not the Spider-Man we know. Like that comes later.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because I mean, again, it's just them reminding us
It was really a smart
who's-
move on them.
Yeah, I mean, like
I mean,
it's
to me,
real-
it did like the fact he had the suit that like he had such a like a well designed suit that was made professionally, and that he had all the different types of webs he had from the comics and stuff like that. It makes more sense to me that he could have that as like a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah, it makes
because
more
was
sense. It
built
does
for
make
him.
more sense.
Makes
It
a
does.
lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because like a 15-year-old kid is not gonna build all that shit. Like even in a movie, to have that well designed of a suit, like it would take a professional designer and like a factory making a suit like that from that.
Hey,
Have it,
Andrew
like,
Garfield
just
is
pick
lit
it up.
at making suits.
Yeah, he could just stitch it up like that. Like, even in the movie when they hack into the suit just because they're quote unquote smart kids, we're like, come on, bro. Like they couldn't really like they had a team of scientists from around the world that Tony Stark paid to make the suit, and these two little 15-year-old kids can just hack into it and decode
Hey, it's
it.
the
and
next
break it.
generation.
Like
They're
it
smarter.
doesn't. No,
Hey.
that's like
Hey,
that's
no,
so-
listen, man, listen. It doesn't matter. So as long as you have Tony Cash,
These kids can casually hack into the suit that Tony
That's
Stark's
all you need,
team
bro.
of
That's all you need.
scientists.
Come
team
on,
of
man. That's
scientists built.
semantics, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it's a little cheesy. It's a little like, come on.
How'd you guys feel? How'd you guys feel about Karen?
Karen was great.
I kind of liked her. I liked the way she interacted with Peter because I felt like that was the most emotional and like genuine, like how a teenage boy would interact with something like that. He's like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
woman's voice, so I can ask her about girls.
Yeah.
And I think Lisi's favorite scene was the elevator scene with her when she's telling him to kiss Liz.
Oh
and they're
my,
falling,
perfect.
right?
That was so perfect.
You're like,
That was
I think
great.
it was a nod to the original movie
Yeah.
too, right? With the hand
Yeah.
upside down
Yeah.
to kiss her and stuff.
That
What did you like about that, Lisa?
I like the elevator scene in general because I like the action scene involving that, but I also
Yeah.
found it really funny how it was just like such an inappropriate time. She was just like, kiss her. Like she was just about to die. She was just about to die, and it's just like, go for it.
So since we're on the scene, real quick, I just want to bring up when and I love this about the movie when he's climbing up the what is that, the
Washington Monument?
yeah, the monument, and he's getting really high, and he starts to get nervous.
I was
He
shocked
just
at
can't-
that.
I
He's
like
never-
that.
He's never been up this high. It makes you realize that he's a kid, and sometimes you forget like he's 15 years old, and
It also
like,
makes
he's getting
It's the
nervous.
Spider-Man job too, because he hasn't been to that high.
Yeah,
of height
and he's never
before.
been that high before.
It
when he
also makes you
starts out.
realize Queens doesn't have that many high buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he's freaking out, and I love that. It's a small moment, but I love it so much because it just makes you realize that this is a kid doing this thing.
Like people think that Spider-Man just
Mhm.
travels all over New York and shit. Like, nah,
And
man,
it's
he
so
stays
human.
in Queens.
Yeah, it's so human. I love that. I love that moment so much.
Like he doesn't like when he was traveling through like the suburbs and stuff. I realized then I was like, man, like
Oh yeah, that made me. That's what made me think
Yeah.
about it. When he didn't have buildings to web onto. He was
Yeah,
at the party and he just had to
basically just-
run.
Yeah.
Of course.
That was so funny.
he was basically like webbing where he could. It was
Yeah.
great. I loved it.
He just shoots out the web and it just hits the ground. Like stuff like that was funny. The comedy. Like,
I should.
well, what did you guys think of the comedy?
I think it was good.
I like the comedy a lot.
I had a. I had a but hello, Irene.
Oh,
It was no. I thought it was really funny. The jokes that were funny were really funny, but there were some jokes where it's kind of like it was. I don't know. The theater I saw with it felt very like hit or miss. Like when they were telling subtle jokes, it didn't fit the like hand-fit style they were going for and stuff. I don't know. It felt funny, but it wasn't consistently funny to me. Like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my
was
god.
funny.
God.
Oh my god.
Stop bringing
Actually, I'm not.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh my god.
Stop.
Well, let's not start this.
That
I'm
and
not
Ant
even-
that and Ant-Man are probably the funniest things to me.
I'm not even
I
gonna
wouldn't
It wasn't
say-
on that level. It wasn't on
Let's
that
not
level.
even go there.
Please.
I wouldn't
Yo,
put this as one
Was
of
this
the
the
best.
funniest? Did you guys think this was the funniest MCU movie then? Like, was this hilarious from start to finish? This was
I liked it a
had
lot.
really
I thought
funny
it was-
moments. I think it had funny characters.
Yeah.
And it had funny moments in it. But I don't know if it was like. Sometimes. Relax.
Oh my god.
I think the funny. All right, hold up.
Oh boy.
No days off?
Fellas,
Did you watch Spider-Man, Andre?
absolutely not.
All right, this is
Then why are you here?
this is a Spider-Man review.
Oh, this is Spider-Man review?
Yeah.
I hope y'all,
Yeah, man.
I hope y'all enjoyed
Anyway,
Spider-Man.
This why you can't. This why you can't mess with black people.
My apologies. I'll take my farewell.
My bad. All right, but
Trolls all of you.
all right. So overall, let's because we need to get to the. I guess we did good and bad. What did you guys think? Like, what would you rate the movie overall? Because I want to get to my controversial opinion on this.
Ooh.
Oh.
No.
Ooh.
So let's start with the Dosa.
My rating,
Yeah.
right as of right now, I have it at an 8.75 out of 10. I've seen it twice.
Did it get better the second
It's not
time?
twice.
I've appreciated a little. I'm probably gonna see it 3 times. It's Spider-Man.
Wow.
But
See, the thing is, I'm
I've-
a big Spider-Man fan, so I had such high expectations. And people like, this is
Yeah.
the number one best Spider-Man movie.
I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man. But why are they doing that?
I'm just ejecting them out so they can't come back. So,
But so yeah, I saw it twice. I've appreciated a little bit of things that they did the second time I saw it, but it still stayed at an 8.75.
0.75. What do you mean?
Yeah. So 8.75 out of 10.
all right, OJ.
It's probably top 5.
Decimal as
OJ, what do you
rated?
All right, see, I'm not doing that decimal bullshit. It's for me. I was going to rate it as of what I've seen right now to be a 9 out of 10. I think the best part about this movie is the fact that it had actually a lot more villains than people realized, but they weren't really more than just Easter eggs, which is why I think that the build-up was really good. I'm probably gonna see it again. Yeah, it's Spider-Man. I'm gonna see it again. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters again though. That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely worth it. Would I say it's the best Spider-Man? I'd have to rewatch like all the Spider-Man to say. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good one.
Oh boy.
Overall. Yeah. So moving on.
all right, Ryan?
Good behavior. What's up?
Fucking trolls,
What's your
bro.
rating for this movie?
I gave this movie a solid 9 out of 10. It was a nice little twist on the origin story. A little bit different. I enjoyed it. They did the Spider-Man character justice. I wouldn't put this movie over Spider-Man 2 because I still have that at like a 10. So that's basically it.
What about
Quality
you?
movie.
What about you, Lucy?
Well, I would give it a 9 out of 10 too. Just because, like,
Quality rating?
9 games.
I mean 9.5 or 9.25?
No,
There we
no,
go.
no, no.
Hold up. Nah.
Man, you gotta use
But-
decimals. You're rating it real. This is
Nigga, fuck
decimals.
Yo.
Listen, why'd you make this link public?
Move forward. I kicked him, so he shouldn't be able to come back now.
But
Good behavior.
All right. I thought it was.
Black people.
Yeah.
interrupted.
You thought it was what?
Oh,
I thought it was like I give it like an 8. I thought
An
it was
8?
good. Yeah, I give it an 8. I thought it was good. the thing that was good about it was all the other Spider-Mans, or at least the first original Spider-Man trilogy, seemed like it was trying to be like Superman as Spider-Man, like the original '70s Superman movie. It seemed
Definitely.
like it was mimicking that with Spider-Man. So the Spider-Man character was never perfect, and then it just Andrew Garfield seemed like it was just a reaction to that. Like, oh, it's not your dad's Spider-Man. He's edgy and he's on a skateboard. Like he's cool and handsome now. Twilight Spider-Man.
And he has great hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Twilight
And you can't
Spider-Man.
blame Andrew. You can't blame Andrew for having gray hair.
No, I didn't say it was bad. I'm just-
His hair was on point, bro.
yeah, it just seemed like it just seemed like it was, you know, like that, like an edgier take on the original trilogy. And this one seemed like it was just trying to be the comic book Spider-Man. Like it was trying to be that.
It should.
To me, it emphasized a little bit, and it was awkward at times because I'm used to the MCU movies with like the adults walking around and the seriousness of their lives and their lawyers and
Bro.
like, and then it was like he's like a
It's a nice
squeaky
change of
13-year-old kid. It felt a little bit awkward, and it also just thinking about a 15-year-old being recruited to the Avengers seems ridiculous. Like there's no way. It just seems like the fact that anyone would go along with that, be like, okay, Tony. Like, he just
Shit,
turned
I was
15.
going
Let him
along
go.
with it.
Yeah, it was hard for me to. It was hard for me to buy into that idea because like the level of recklessness it takes to like let him do any of the stuff he was doing was a little bit crazy. The fact that they were just like, go away, Spider-Man, instead of just watching him constantly and monitoring his house 24 hours a day, like that seemed a little weird. Like a 15-year-old kid with all these powers, it was a little hard to swallow that.
How'd you feel about the opening scene where he was recording like everything that was happening?
Yo, that shit
It
was
was,
lit.
it was pretty cool.
That was
Although,
fun.
alright,
I love
It
that
was
so much.
creative.
Yeah, that was so cool.
I hate the
love-
trailers for that though, because I seen most of it already in the trailer, and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't
it
watch
took away from the enjoyment.
the marketing of the movie was terrible,
And
in my
of course,
personal opinion.
the-
Like, I understand why, but like,
I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing that in the trailers. Him recording himself.
he did it like, where was it? Shit. Actually, no, it was in the second trailer, I believe.
Was it really? I gotta go back and look. I don't
I
remember.
swear to
seeing
God, it was in the second. It was either the second or the third.
that. That
It wasn't
surprised
like-
me.
No need-
I love that.
But that and the plot twist in the middle was pretty good. Like most people didn't see that coming
Oh yeah.
with the daughter and stuff. Like that was
That,
that was
twist was on
pretty good.
point, bro.
Oh
it was
my
good
God.
twist.
That car
But the
scene.
thing about the car scene was good. That was like just good, like actual genuine tension and characters interacting and stuff. That was really good. The dynamic between him and the Vulture, where he's like, we're the same kind of guy. We're both like, getting put upon and ignored by the higher ups that feel like they're more important to us. Like that, them finding that dynamic again, just like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, was like really good. Them finding like the human side of these characters, for how they clash with each other's ideals. That was really interesting. A little weird because Vulture didn't just slit his throat in that one scene. We had Spider-Man at the end, and he did that like comic book movie thing where he like could have killed him and he didn't kill him.
Oh my God.
That was a little weird. But other than that, I kicked him before he seen me. Other than that,
This nigga-
but yeah, but my only issue with this movie is, to me, so far, it just doesn't feel like a movie I'm gonna rewatch over and over, like a classic. Like it was just a
Yeah.
really good, fun popcorn movie.
Oh, so you don't
But
think you're
it
gonna
doesn't
go
feel
back
like
to
a
it?
lasting. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a lasting class. It doesn't feel like the Dark Knight of Spider-Man movies or anything. It just feels like it was really fun. The characters were charming, and I want to see what they do with the next movie. Like that's it. Like,
See, I'm a deviate because I keep hearing like the Dark Knight and stuff. I hate and love the Dark Knight because like the Dark Knight
Yeah.
set the tone
yeah, I can
for
understand.
like the Amazing Spider-Man and then for like Superman. But here's the thing about Spider-Man. Spider-Man has like a combination of like tragic and lighthearted elements that
This
I
was
think.
mostly lighthearted though.
Yeah. This is the
Definitely.
thing that I think that Spider-Man the sequel has to focus on is finding that common balance between the two. Like that's one of the few things I think was
agree.
wrong about the
Once-
movie because
once
I
again-
understand like he's a kid, but
Yeah, it was. I mean, I liked the like. I had no problems with Spider-Man. That was what carried the movie for me. If they didn't have Tom Holland playing Spider-Man and they didn't write him that way, I don't feel like this movie would have been good. It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah,
at
Tom
all.
Holland
I mean,
did space.
yeah. Tom Holland, like the casting really helped the movie work because I felt like the plot was kind of thin actually. Like it
Really?
did feel kind of. Yeah. But yeah, I actually felt like the
Quality
characters.
cameo.
the characters were
Sorry.
pretty strong, but the plot just felt kind of like simple, the generic, like, oh, he's a villain and he has some technology or some kind of power at the beginning, and then he he clashed with Spider-Man, and at the end he has to save the fucking homecoming dance or whatever he did. Like, it was just kind of like, there wasn't much to it. It wasn't that elaborate. Like, they were selling weapons. It was a very, like, TV movie sort
It was
of
very
vibe.
grounded. This is the most grounded we've ever seen Spider-Man.
I
He
guess,
was
yeah.
Grounded. The
Part of
villain
me
was
felt-
literally an
yeah.
I don't see it as a
He was
bad
an arms dealer. That's
Yeah.
the
Part of me didn't know
That's
how
what the
to.
bullshit
Yeah, part of me
was.
didn't know how to. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting this huge. I think the last MCU movie I saw was like Doctor Strange or something,
Yeah.
where the stakes
Nah.
was so much. Oh no, it was Guardians of the Galaxy where they're
Yeah,
fighting
same-
a
yeah.
planet is attacking them. So it was so much.
It's-
It was such a
yeah.
higher stake. I was
Yeah.
like, eh.
But this
But I
one,
did like.
and I like that though. I like that part.
Yeah, that's what I like about Spider-Man. People
Yeah, I wanna
forget
see-
Spider-Man is his street level. He's not
I wanna
at
see.
he
He is
friendly.
street
level.
Neighborhood Spider-Man.
I
This
like
man-
the characters being gratified. I want to see Spider-Man do some crazy
Like-
world destroying stuff. I don't want to.
Bro, relax,
I
bro.
don't want to see him
What?
fighting.
You
people
That's
said
in
not
the
part of
That surprises me.
I want to see.
I
him
didn't think you
moving
would want
his
that.
backpack. I
See,
wanted
Wesley,
it. I wanted
Wesley,
it bigger.
Wesley, here's what you do. You go watch the Transformers movies, and then you basically
Nah,
just
no,
go like,
no,
okay,
no,
bullshit.
no.
If you
No,
want,
that's
exactly
then
what
just
you-
watch. Then just watch the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Wait, you haven't
Yeah.
seen it, have you?
Wait, which the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man?
Yeah. the
I've seen
Amazing
every
Spider-
Spider-Man. I've seen every Spider-Man movie.
Oh, okay, then never mind. Yeah, that's probably the biggest skill you're gonna get.
Yeah, you
I don't know.
you
I
can't-
just when he like stopping the ferry and stuff, that was pretty cool. Like the fight at the end with the plane, that was pretty cool. But the whole first half, very very like grounded.
It's very
He was
grounded.
sneaking around and like.
In my opinion, it needs to be.
I think about it.
yeah.
Think about it from the villain's perspective. The Avengers would take out Vulture within like relatively quick. Like it
Yeah.
wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah,
It'd be
Lacey
easy.
pointed that out. I think Lacey said that when we watched it. I liked that the villain too wasn't pure evil. Like he was just kind of like a corrupted like businessman dude. Like he wasn't out to destroy the world. He wasn't like heartless and willing to murder people. Like he gave Spider-Man a chance
Yeah,
to just ignore him and move on with his life, and they would just go their separate ways multiple times.
yeah. He
Like,
just wanted to work under the radar. He didn't. He didn't
Yeah.
want to get the attention.
He was just trying to make money to
Yeah.
survive in the like because he got basically fired at the end of the movie. He was trying to make money and support
But it
his
was
family.
wrong.
So I really like that.
Wait, so what's the controversial opinion?
It's just that I don't think this is the best Spider-Man movie ever made, even though I like this Spider-Man the best so far.
That's the
It
controversial.
didn't, I liked it, but it just didn't blow my mind. A lot of people said this blew their mind when they watched it. Like,
I
it
do
was
see a lot of people saying this
amazing.
is the best Spider-Man movie.
I don't think this is even. This is a good movie. It's very entertaining and it's not going to disappoint you. But it's not even in my top 3 like MCU movies. Probably not top 5.
Whoa.
Middle. It's just in the middle. It's like high middle.
Damn,
Yeah, and,
I gotta look up- I
Spider-Man's
gotta
my
look up my
favorite
list.
hero. So like.
I see where your loyalties lie.
Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, and I still like Doctor Strange better than this. I like Doctor Strange better than this.
Oh no, hold up, that's blasphemy. Hold up.
No, I think Doctor Strange is better than this still.
Nah, chill out. That plot was mad weak.
This plot was mad weak.
Whoa, let's not go on. Let's go on. Come
Plot was
on.
mad weak.
Let's relax.
This plot was.
Oh yeah, no. I meant to ask. How do you think of? Because I was going to touch on this. How do you think? What do you think of that scene when he was stuck under all the rubble and he looked into the water and the reflection of that half Peter,
I
half?
didn't know. I didn't know
Fairy
this.
tale bullshit.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
didn't-
I didn't.
Wait, OJ, what are you gonna say? You know Wesley.
No, I
Why
didn't
was
know
he more
this
bloody
until
and all the
hold up. I didn't know this until after I watched the movie. But that's actually like from like one of the comics, bro. I was
Yeah.
so shook. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
late.
And like I like it because I think it's the message of the whole movie. I think it's what Tony was trying to say, and it's going back to what you were saying earlier, OJ, about they're twisting with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Because I think the message is the suit
Oh.
doesn't make you make the suit. And so when he's looking in that water and it's split in half, in that moment he has to choose which one. Like he has to choose: am I gonna make this suit, or is this suit gonna make me? And I
Right.
love
No,
that
listen.
moment so much. And then he starts saying, "Come on, Spider-Man! Come on, Spider-Man!" He picks up the rebel. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie. I
Yeah,
think that's
right,
executed perfectly.
Right. So two things. Number one, it's not fairy tale bullshit because Spider-Man is actually a lot stronger than
He
we think
is stronger. I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know he's strong.
Yeah, not right, right. Number two, the reason why I like that scene so much is because again, that coming on forward was one of the best parts about like the movie period, which is again, it's that Spider-Man. Like, I shit you not.
Oh no.
Those scenes, I was all right. I'm gonna kill you, Ibrahim. No, but anyway, so when it came to those scenes, those reminded me of Spider-Man so much because Spider-Man literally picks himself back up after getting his ass beat by the Vulture. Not even the Vulture. The
What
Vulture's
in
own.
God's name?
Oh,
Anyways,
just keep on
so-
going.
Yeah. So and he literally like picks himself up after getting his ass beat and literally goes off to fight him again. I was like, yes, that's fucking lit.
Yeah.
That's what I came for.
And I love
Ah.
one more thing. I love how because when he was screaming like help me, so when he was screaming to help me, it makes you realize he's a kid again. That's another moment because
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
literally nervous. I was like, oh my god.
So let me tell you what happened. So I was watching the movie, right? And then it was at the part where after the ferry got fixed and stuff, and my sister and my brother were with me. And my sister had no idea that the Spider-Man that she was looking at was actually only 15 years old. She thought that he was like a senior in high school or something, like the regular movies
Yeah.
were. But when he mentioned that he was only 15 years old, she was like shook. She was like, wait, he's only like a sophomore in high school? I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
And so
all
when he's screaming for help, I'm like, oh my god, somebody get this kid. Like I'm not even like a dad, and I'm like freaking out because I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yo,
And
I
I love that so much. It really just brings you back like he's 15.
Great
I
scene.
was shook, bro. Imagine
Great.
I couldn't imagine being 15 years old, being in that
Exactly.
situation. Like,
Jesus.
nah, I couldn't do that.
I love that scene so much.
That shit,
Oh my
was,
god.
that shit was lit. I was
But,
like, nah.
I mean,
That's so good.
The only issue I have with that is that the plot of the movie didn't really tie that in as like a through line for like it wasn't really those themes weren't really tied as well into the plot as they could be. Like there was like the theme of him like not being the suit, like it was just mentioned a couple times, but it wasn't like part of everything that he was going through as a character. Like it wasn't tied into his character arc
It
so
was.
much.
It was. You're
Not
thinking
really.
about
Not the Peter Parker side.
you're thinking about it like as if okay, so what it is that like the whole time during the movie, before that point in the film, he was basically just using the suit to the best of his ability, using all the protocols that he had given him, and even though he had his own intelligence in it, he really was just being helped out the entire time. What that scene did that was so great was it made him realize that he's not Spider-Man because of those powers. It's because that he himself is Spider-Man that he doesn't need. Well, no, not that he doesn't need the suit, but he can be Spider-Man without it. That's what made it so powerful. You don't.
That's the point of the split. That's the point of the split.
I understand that, but it wasn't really shown.
The reason why it was only mentioned twice was because what I believe is that the director wanted you to look at it from when he had the Stark Tech suit to when he had his homemade suit. He never wanted to like spoon feed you. He wanted you to pay attention.
All right, look.
To see that
go ahead,
part.
say what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
I understand what you're saying. What you're saying that he as a person is Spider-Man, not like his powers or anything, or just specifically the suit?
Think about it like in terms of you've seen the Iron Man movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen them. So the reason why I think Tony made that so clear was because in those movies, at least within the third movie, what was highlighted the most was that Tony Stark felt like he needed his suits all the time. Like he basically had like
I know that.
Yeah. The point of that is at the end of that movie, he realized that he was Iron Man even without the suits, and it's because of the fact that he realized that if it wasn't for him, the suits wouldn't really even be there. It's his genius, his skills, his abilities. That's what makes him Iron Man.
I understand the message.
He's saying that it wasn't
really echoed. Like if you're saying, oh, him as a person, like
it wasn't
a great
trapped
person. Yeah, he's this great person. Like he wasn't going in this arc where he was discovering the strength inside himself or anything. He was just trying to go out with the girls. He's goofing around.
I can agree with you, Wesley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
a
can-
very.
I can
It was
agree
more
with
of like
you.
a tiny subplot in the background. It wasn't like echo.
So you're
like, the
saying-
main theme of the movie.
I can agree. I can agree with that. I can agree.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
if it was a story about him discovering like he doesn't need any superpowers because he's quote unquote like a super person or whatever cheesy thing, you know, like I understand that would have been a great message, but I don't think that was the main message of the movie. I think it was just something in the background.
I think that started. I think
felt
that.
like it could have.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been done better if that's the overall message of the movie. Like it's not his powers that makes him a great person. It's his personality that makes him just a great person.
Well,
I
think
I don't think that was I don't think it was done as well as it could have been done in the movie.
I think
I don't think it was shown enough.
I see what you're saying now. So, what I think the whole point of the movie was of the reinventing of the great power responsibility thing.
Yeah,
Not
but
that
Spider-Man didn't seem like in the movie like he became personality traits as like this great amazing kid who just like he's so noble and heroic. Like he was just a goofy kid who had the
Yeah,
power. And he
I
was,
think
like,
that's what Peter Parker is.
I know,
Yeah.
but I think if you look, I think I understand what you're saying.
Please,
It wasn't done as
what
well.
was he doing
as
that
well
was
if
like
it could have
noble in the
been.
movie?
No, I don't think it could have been done as well if it could have been. But I do think that if you look closely, like in the beginning of the movie, he's obsessed with the idea of being Spider-Man to the point where he quits.
Yeah.
He quits band. He quits marching band. He quits something else. I forget what it was.
It's like
And
robotics, something like that.
and robotics, and he quit. And then he quit.
The
His
academic.
academic, and then he's missing out on all this stuff
Yeah.
because he's just obsessed with being Spider-Man and becoming an Avenger. And then I think Tony's trying to teach him that that's not what it's about.
Yeah, but I saw that also as just like him being a kid, and he just thinks like all the kids in school look up to the Avengers, so he's just trying to be part of like the cool crowd. Like he's just chasing after that because it just seems to a kid like the coolest thing you can be. So it's like a cool job. He's just
Of
trying
course,
to just chasing
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that
I didn't actually think of that.
Yeah.
of
So
course.
like that's how
But
I
yeah.
saw it. Like he's just a
And,
kid.
and
He's
even
like, oh my god.
even a line, he
That-
said he's so
That's
beyond
definitely
high
not how
school.
it was. Not how it was being portrayed. I don't know how you could see it like that.
I'm sorry. Maybe I was misinterpreting. But,
I think they really tried to go for a personality based off the hero, like that Spider-Man's based off of. You know, Sarah Hunter from Broken Arrow.
All right, let's not do this.
You know.
Good point.
I understand what they're trying to go for, but I understand what they're trying to go for. But at the end of the day, I feel like it was mediocre. Like the execution was very poor.
That's understandable.
You know what I'm saying?
I disagree.
That's very understandable.
It's not as good as like it could have been.
Yeah. Alright, that makes sense.
I've never seen
But-
troll and truth put in at the same time.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was good. It was good. It just I love Spider-Man. People started saying this was the greatest Spider-Man. I thought this was gonna be a movie I watched for years and
Well,
years.
I'm starting to
and
think
years.
you've never seen any type of Spider-Man comic.
Comic?
Yeah, have you seen any type of Spider-Man comic?
I've read dozens and dozens of Spider-Man comics. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen every Spider-Man cartoon.
Then,
I've seen
then
every
obviously
Spider-Man
you don't
movie
understand that this is the perfect movie.
Where Spider-Man underoos. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Like,
This was the perfect Spider-Man movie.
was it really in your opinion? The first Spider-Man
Yes.
movie? It was good. It was a good movie about Spider-Man, but I don't think it was the perfect Spider-Man movie.
That's such a.
This wasn't as good as Civil War. This wasn't as good as Civil War to me. It wasn't as good as the original Iron Man.
Do you think it's just
Around-
because it wasn't big enough for you? Like it wasn't as.
I just think
Do I
There
need
was-
to call up Michael Bay?
it's like it's like there were two movies going on.
You know what I like? I like the subtle undertone that Spider-Man, like he's new at this and he's not that good. Because if you realize he got his ass kicked throughout the entire movie, can you
that was
point
fun.
out one person he beat?
Well,
I
shocker,
mean, he beat the
but
Shocker there.
No, his friend saved him. His friend saved him.
He
from the
webbed
shot.
him up.
oh,
and,
okay,
like,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but then he didn't beat anybody alone. I guess that's the thing.
He beat
Yeah,
that
yeah,
guy. He beat that
Yeah,
guy
that
that
was
stole
like
the bike.
everybody.
He beat the Avenger guys.
Nah, they got away with it.
Oh yeah,
He beat the guy that stole the bike in the beginning.
yeah, that guy did.
Was that bike even stolen? Was that even confirmed?
No, it was
Bike.
Look. All I'm
He beat
saying
the
is
window.
that black guy was universal. Universal level. So I don't want
Yo,
to.
he punched that bus so hard.
Yo, he rocked the shit out of that bus, bro. I was like, damn.
But like I said, Boku no Hero still reigns supreme.
It's like
Chapter of the week.
the thing
Movie of
is,
the week.
there were two different movies. There was this high school like comedy, and then there was like the superhero stuff. And I felt like both of them were good, but mashed them together, like it didn't feel like either side was amazing. They were both just a pretty good high school comedy and a pretty good superhero movie together into a good movie. It didn't feel like
Hoopla.
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It didn't feel
talking
like it didn't
talking
feel.
about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Yo, but
it was good.
let me say this right now. This movie has some of the best MCU villains I've
fact.
seen.
That is a fact.
That
is
is a fact.
I mean, that's not saying much, but
No, I know
the
it's not
Vulture,
saying
yeah,
much,
the
but
Vulture
that a
is like
fact.
the second best villain in the MCU.
I'm not saying that you're wrong, but that is a fact. Even the second Shocker was a good villain,
The
and he
who?
was a lackey. The second
The
Shocker.
second, no,
Oh,
he
the
was,
second,
no, he was garb. I mean, he wasn't garb.
the second Shocker.
He was just bland.
Look. Sometimes you got to be fodder in order to be great.
I feel like that was an example of the jokes. Like that joke, I felt like on paper is really funny when he shoots him.
Yo,
and
the
he
second
shoots him.
Shocker was flat for me.
Let me
bruh.
stop interrupting.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like
The first Shocker was trash, and you know how he was trash? He got killed off immediately.
we're talking about Spider-Man though. You're gonna get spoiled.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I seen it.
Okay.
Don't
I feel like the second shot, like when he shoots him and then he vaporizes him, and he's like, "Oh, I thought that was the anti-gravity gun." He's like, "No, it's not the anti-gravity gun." That on paper is a really funny joke, but for some reason, like the tone of it,
I don't like that. I don't like that
That was
scene.
good.
I don't like that
It
scene.
didn't feel
I
funny
feel
as
like-
it could be. It was funny, but
I
the
feel like-
timing.
I
The
feel like it
timing
was
a
out
little
of
off.
place
Yeah.
because I really thought that he was trying to kill him.
Dark satire.
Yeah, like their reactions and stuff, like the timing was just like it felt
No,
a little awkward. Like,
The
like,
opposite
I
for me.
see
I don't
what
think he
you're
was. I don't think he was trying to kill him, and it was weird that he just accepted it because I thought they were gonna play this thing where he's not
No.
a villain. He doesn't want to hurt anybody.
he
just
wasn't trying
wants
to kill him.
sell guns.
He said he wasn't trying to kill him.
But the
He
way
did
he
it by
reacted,
accident.
after, he just like casually he just threw the weapon to the other guy like you're the next Shocker then.
Because it was supposed
Like he
to
didn't
be,
feel like devastated about he just like murdered this guy that he
It
wouldn't
was
Yeah,
supposed
well,
to be,
because the guy was
that's
trying to-
because it was supposed to be a joke. He was supposed to be like
Yeah.
nonchalant about it, and
Yeah,
it came across weird. Like
but that didn't land.
it was
for me.
supposed
I
to be
don't
like
that
a,
scene.
yeah. That's why it didn't land for people in the theater. When I saw it, like, it was a joke because like I like dark humor. So when he just killed the guy, he's like, like it was funny. It was kind of funny to me. But I was like, the way they act, like playing it, they're playing it kind of dramatic. Like the way Michael Keaton did it, where he was like, "Oh, I killed him," and he like it didn't seem like they took it in like a dramatic way or a comedic way. It was just kind of the tone was off for some of the jokes.
I legit thought that Keaton was trying to kill him.
No,
I did
he
not
said-
think he was.
He
Yeah,
said
like
this is the wrong gun. And they was like, oh.
he literally said it was the wrong gun. I'm like, wait, how? What? Like,
Yeah, he just made a mistake.
He just accidentally killed someone.
Yeah, he wanted to. He
Too
wanted to
big.
float. He wanted to float him in the air a little bit. Here.
and I tried to pass it up. I laughed, but I was still kind of shook because I was like, wait, people didn't try to kill him? Like,
I
what
mean,
the fuck?
those are nitpicks. Those are nitpicks. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, no one's saying that it's a problem. I'm just saying, like,
My biggest gripe with the movie is just I don't like Peter relying on technology that early, and
Wait, what about
Um,
technology?
Wait, no, that'd be cool though. Like,
Oh.
give the
It
kid
was kind of cool.
all
I think it's a
back and he's playing around with it. I mean, like, it makes sense.
yeah, again, people forget. Like,
part of me liked it because
Peter utilized what he was given. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, he couldn't use all of the technology, but part of me thought it was kind of cool. Like, oh, Spider-Man has his own Iron Man suit. That's so overpowered. Like, that's really cool.
that's what the iron. That's what the Iron Spider suit is for.
Yeah, but but at the same time,
Which they
it kind of takes
teased.
away. It kind of takes away from it, like him a little bit. The fact that he has a GPS built in, so he doesn't even have to like
Yeah,
jump around. He doesn't even have to figure out where he's going. He's like presses
and he
a
can
button.
listen into people's conversations.
Yeah, he was like zooming in on like binoculars.
I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't rock
Yeah.
it. Not for Spider-Man. I just can't.
All I'm saying is they just need to destroy it in Infinity War. That's all I'm saying.
But I kind of
Wait,
And
destroy
then,
what?
and then keep Karen's AI thing like on wraps.
no, he can't keep
And
it.
then-
It's
No, they
so
can't
Come back with the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah.
because
He doesn't need the AI, bro.
has
He's not Iron Spider-Man. He doesn't need if he loses technology. Why does he need an AI in his head at all times? He doesn't need that. It was cool for one movie. Does he really need to be like robot
bro, I can't take that for a
They're
trilogy.
paying
man.
homage to the newer Spider-Man, the recent Marvel comics, I think.
Yes,
His-
that yeah,
all new
yes.
different
Now,
Marvel?
yeah, but that's when he's so far along.
Yeah,
he's
like
like
an
Yeah.
an adult.
He's so far along now in his
He
current
made
suit.
that suit.
Yeah, he's so.
I mean, he doesn't even use all the high tech stuff like that.
He didn't use
even
For the
when,
most part, he was like
I
a kid
remember
playing with
when-
new technology for the most part. And
And
I
he
like
was
that.
like
aspect.
introducing him to all this like extra stuff, 600 something like fighting type or web types or whatever. He's just like, give me the normal ones. Like he didn't need all that.
Yeah. I actually felt more tension in that scene when he first tries to like use the suit and then and then it doesn't work right, so he can't even shoot his webs, and he's like and he's like right about to get like attack the dudes, and he's like, oh, the webs are working. He's like blowing up the gas station and he's trying to grab him and he can't work the suit. He's like, oh shit. I got nervous, like, oh man, like he can't even web around, because like that's not just a weapon, that's his mobility. Like he shoots it to like swing on things, so he just has to run around and jump high now. It was kind of like that created a lot of tension. But yeah, like the best things for me when he wasn't using that suit, that's when he felt like more like Spider-Man.
But yeah, it's just the technology thing for me, and the fact that they skipped a lot of the backstory. I understand people don't want to see the backstory. I get it.
I do not want to watch 30 minutes.
But some of that stuff, especially to a new generation, that stuff is core to Peter's character.
At least a name.
It has to affect them.
I don't want new Spider-Man fans, and I see this a lot. I don't want new Spider-Man fans.
Relax.
Not saying that like Uncle Ben is not important. I swear to God, I will hunt you down. Find you myself.
So pivotal, like it's everything.
Is literally the crux of his character.
Not for this Spider-Man. Spider-Man just it's about interracial relationships.
I hope though, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they should go into it like in depth. I do want them to talk about it a little bit more in the sequel.
At least address it.
I think they'll
Yeah.
replace it. I think they can just replace it with somebody else, though, right? Somebody else supposed to killed off.
Yeah, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
because Iron Man's gonna die in Infinity War, and that's gonna be his Uncle Ben's.
I don't know about all that.
Trolling is.
I can see Captain America, but not Iron Man.
Iron Man's taking it out.
He's definitely dying.
Like they don't have anyone to replace him yet. So
Robert Downey Jr.'s done. Bro.
Also,
His
the fact
contract's
that
up.
another reason I think he die is because
not right now.
Another reason I think Iron Man's gonna die is because when the back and they're gonna get married, like it would just
like the whole engagement
to get married and then he dies.
Like that's fucked up. I'm not saying that wouldn't be shock value, but that's still fucked up.
They would do it.
They would do it.
Lacey, are you still awake?
Yeah.
Warrior criticism of the movie.
Criticism about the movie?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. I liked all of it.
As you should. As you should.
I think you criticize a 10 out of 10 movie.
11 out of 10.
You can't criticize greatness.
No, but I see your issue. I can agree with some of your issues. I get it. Except for the scale. I agree with a lot of your issues except for the scale.
Yeah.
The scale, I'm not with
when
you.
you tell me I love Spider-Man so much, like that is the one superhero I love. Spider-Man.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
So when you tell me
obsessed with this
the best Spider-Man movie of all time, like, I'm going in. Like,
I mean,
oh my
honestly,
God,
what that is,
Spider-Man movie of all time.
What that is, Wes, is just.
You said it did not.
Yeah.
Have you seen Spider-Man 2?
Yes, I have.
Yo, Spider-Man 2 was.
It's the best. It's the best Spider-Man characters. Man, go ahead, man.
Nah, but
For Spider-Man 2,
shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
One second. For
Go ahead,
Spider-Man
man.
2, for Spider-Man 2, like the whole thing, I think it was better. But the Spider-Man portrayal of the actor, like from comic book to movie, is definitely top.
No, we said this before. Like, this is probably the most comic book accurate character Spider-Man played character.
Yeah,
since
it's the most accurate to how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
He-
In terms
he
of
played it-
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2 is a great movie. The best Spider-Man focused movie, I guess I would say.
Okay, I see what you're
It's
saying.
just a fantastic movie, but it's in terms of Spider-Man, that's not the
And
main.
man,
Like,
and those effects still hold up.
yeah, they do. They
They
do.
do.
Still.
Vulture is.
They
Yes.
Let's not act like Vulture isn't better than Doc Ock.
What?
Mm,
Take that
might
back,
be.
sir.
Take that
I
back.
mean,
Wait,
What?
Better and
Wait,
or
whoa. Pause.
I wouldn't go. Like I said,
Why?
Spider-Man 2 is just a better movie than this one. But the acting and the characters here is like, I won't say the acting, but the characters I like more in this movie. But I would say Spider-Man 2 is a better movie overall. The plot's better, the
The fact that
directing
they
is better.
personalized the Vulture and his connection to the story.
Yo, Vulture.
Unlike
yo,
in
Yeah,
the car
Spider-Man
scene-
2, how they just like, oh, he's the mentor.
Yeah.
He's like a mentor to Peter. Like, even though they
Yeah.
just did that in the last movie, and one like what?
yeah, it was a much more personal connection. It felt more personal in this movie. But and the plot twist and stuff was good, but I just didn't feel like the plot that great in this movie.
Thank you.
It was like kind of. The only
I
good thing
told
about
Rodney
the plot
the
was
than
the
the plot.
twist. The
It
only
was
good thing
more
about
about
the
the
plot.
characters than the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Look, what I
a
told
9 out of 10 movie has to have both for me.
Wait, what was your rating? again? Like an
What?
8 something?
Give it 8.
Hey, it's an 8.0.
They gave it a 7.5.
Nah.
I would have to fight Wesley.
That's a light 8 too, man. That is a light 8.
A light
I should-
8.
I should
Wow.
not. I
That
should
makes
not.
no sense.
That
I
means a
should not-
7.75.
I should not be liking Guardians of the Galaxy 2 more than I like Spider-Man.
Oh my- I don't know how.
Yeah.
This is last
Wait,
year.
hold on.
Wait, you don't like this movie's
Guardians
plot?
more?
No, I thought
Wesley,
the
you're
plot was
saying you
okay.
like Guardians, man? Yo, stop talking.
Guardians 2?
No.
Yeah, I like Guardians 2 better than this.
Somebody stop this.
Are you
please.
kidding?
I haven't
I-
seen Guardians 2.
And I did not like Guardians 1 at all. I like Guardians 2
Wes,
better
Wait,
than this.
Lisa,
Of
get your
I
man,
don't-
bro.
course.
Get your
Who
man.
are you?
I like Doctor. I might like Doctor Strange better than this. Doctor Strange is definitely.
Blasphemy.
Who are you?
Man,
Wesley,
Whoa,
Wesley,
whoa. Let's relax, bro. You gotta think about
We
the
gotta
plot.
end this. We gotta end this call. We gotta end
We
this.
gotta end this.
We
review
gotta take
before
this
we get
down.
to records.
Where is this?
We're gonna take this off air and deal with
Is this movie in your top 5 superhero movies in general?
Of all time,
Like,
no.
yeah,
Hell
nah.
Nah.
Hell
Oh,
no.
no.
It's probably like number 10 in my top 10, but
Yeah, I mean, it's what
I don't even know about that. So
See, so then what are you talking about?
Wait, Edo's
Nah,
This
one
but
mo-
the fact that you
This
put
movie
Doctor
ain't.
Strange
This
on.
movie's not in. It's probably not gonna reach the top. It might reach the top 10. No,
My
it might.
problem isn't that, it's you put Doctor Strange over it.
Doctor Strange was lit.
it was good. It was good. There's no denying that.
Good. Doctor Strange had a better plot than this.
This
Don't
was,
you-
the best, this was the best MCU movie.
Yo,
I had to see Doctor
You said
Strange
what?
twice because I fell
This was
asleep
the
the
best.
first time.
Best MCU.
You can't put something. You can't put something like Doctor Strange over Spider-Man: Homecoming, bro. I
You
don't know.
Wait,
can't.
Why.
hold on. Yeah, young. You
I
said this
don't
is
know
the best
how-
MCU. It's the best MCU movie.
Yep.
Better than Civil War.
Yep.
Better than Winter
Yeah.
Soldier.
You're trolling. You're trolling. You're
Nice.
trolling.
I'm not.
You're trolling.
Better than
No,
Winter
he's
Soldier.
serious.
No, he's
That's why I like
trolling.
it
He's
better.
trolling.
No, I can see people
Wait.
liking it.
Who said that?
Young.
Yeah.
Wait. Spider-Man
Young.
over Winter Soldier? Hold up. No.
Hell no. Fuck that.
I can't agree with that, man.
Nah.
That's what I
The thing
mean.
is, you guys
What you-
weren't expecting Winter Soldier to be that good. That's why you think it's so.
Yeah.
Is it weird? Is it weird that Spider-Man was better in Civil War than he was in his?
Yeah,
in
I feel like
Homecoming?
he kind of was.
No.
he was better.
I highly disagree with you.
Highly.
He was better. He was more.
We barely saw him in Civil
No,
War.
he was skilled. I'm talking about his skill.
Minutes in Civil War. You're
Oh,
I'm talking
comparing
skill?
the entire
I'm talking about
film.
his skill. I'm talking about his skill.
Yeah,
He
but that's
was
because
better.
they didn't plan. They didn't. It was a different movie. Different people in charge. They didn't know
I'm
what they
pretty
were
sure
gonna
Iron
do.
Man gave him like a whole game plan for like who he's gonna fight
Exactly.
in.
And the Avengers weren't trying to kill him. Iron Man literally
Yeah.
said in this movie, if Cap wanted to, Spider-Man would have been defeated.
But
easily way
no, I'm not
before
talking about when he was fighting. I'm talking about when he was fighting Hawk and the Winter
Yeah,
Soldier.
he wrecked them.
I mean, I'm
Hawkeye-
pretty sure he
Hawkeye-
had a game plan for them.
Hawkeye ain't shit.
I just
And,
assumed it was just a different movie. They didn't know what they were.
I mean Falcon. I said Hawk. I meant
Oh,
Falcon.
okay. Nah, oh, yeah. I mean, Falcon's Falcon.
I mean, which one is better, this or Wonder Woman?
Wonder
My dad
Woman?
says that Wonder Woman's better.
Wonder Woman is
Yeah, he
amazing.
saw your dad saw.
Hey,
Spider-Man.
Wonder Woman was great though. So.
Yeah.
No, Wonder
was-
Woman's actually a pretty good film. Let's not hate. Let's not hate.
Wonder
I
Woman
gave that one a
is
9.
Did you guys
All right,
address?
one at a time. This or Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
This.
I like Spider-Man more, so Spider-Man.
Listen, I know Edo's
Good
a
answer.
DC card, so it's
I'm not DC Tard. No, no, no.
You are,
I
bro.
I'm
just
gonna
spit
say,
facts.
Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man.
It's hard. It's hard for me because like I didn't expect much out of Wonder Woman, and I don't know Wonder Woman as a character as much. So it was more unique to see that movie, and I know
But
Spider-Man so well. So it like
I'm gonna tell.
Oh wait,
I'm
I
gonna tell
did
you
have a gripe about the Spider-Man movie that I forgot to
What?
say. That was like in the beginning of the movie, the pacing was kind of weird for me. I didn't like how he kept
Yeah.
jumping
Slow?
around. It needed to be more fluid and not all
Oh.
choppy. Because that felt choppy and didn't really like.
I
Get
think
me
what it was is that they had to
connected.
build momentum. I think, but
Well, yeah.
honestly, yeah.
the characters, the classic. I feel like they scrapped a lot of the like something about the classic Spider-Man characters like Flash Thompson and
Mhm.
Liz and like Aunt May. Like they felt so shoehorned in. Like why did they just change them into new characters? Like they didn't fit the way they use them.
Yeah.
They either touch on them so lightly you never feel any emotion for them, or like you didn't. I didn't need Flash Thompson in this movie if that's how they were gonna use him. Like he was barely in the fucking movie.
What
He
I
was
think
just there in the background.
It only showed one side to him.
Yeah, and Aunt May was barely in the fucking movie. Like she didn't need to be Aunt May. She could have just been a different character.
what I think annoys me about this is because I've been hearing that there's a lot of scenes that they cut out from the original cut,
That's
which involve
every
Aunt May in
fucking
it.
movie.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
every movie.
No, but that's the thing though. Aunt May was like more
My only
prevalent in
problem-
those from what I've heard.
problem with the characters was that BS was Zendaya's character. Like,
Whoa.
You didn't
Alright,
like
nah.
you didn't like Zayn? You didn't like Michelle?
no, and like that, mostly that thing at the end. Like, is she Mary Jane or not? Like,
No.
No, she's not married.
my name is Michelle, but you can call me MJ. Like, if
Yeah,
you're gonna just call her Michelle, if
Yeah,
she,
just let her get a new
Michelle,
character.
Yeah.
why even call
I
her
agree.
MJ?
That's
Like,
the thing. That's how I felt about Aunt May. Like that's not Aunt
and,
May.
and then
It's not
and then they're gonna come out and say, "Oh, she's not really Mary Jane, but she's MJ." Like, then why do that in the first place?
Just to shut people up who are complaining. Like, where's MJ? We need She needs to be Aunt May. That is not Aunt May. That's not MJ. That ain't even Flash Thompson. Pretty much. That's just some random fucking dude.
But
Like-
but the thing about this movie is I think and I don't want to say this in a bad way. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I don't think they were so focused on making a Spider-Man movie as they were on trying to introduce Spider-Man into the MCU officially.
Yeah,
Like they did it a little bit in Civil War, but they're really pushing him into the fold now. Like
What
this
I-
is his literally this is his homecoming into the MCU.
what
it
I
seemed
think
like it's fine.
what I
I think
think
they were trying to like.
what I think they were trying to do was like they did a lot of MCU references in this film, a lot.
There's a lot.
Like it was almost to the point where they're literally trying to like make us realize like he's in the MCU, even though they had so many trailers out which had Iron Man in it, so many posters and everything. I don't want to say this in a bad way, but the movie almost on its own was just an advertisement for just Spider-Man. Just like he's being advertised as an MCU character now because they don't want people to think that he's not.
It's just it's pushing him into the fold into MCU, it's not bad. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's what it is now. It's the
not bad. It's
MCU.
not.
They've changed the game, so like I don't think it's a bad thing. I understand why they didn't do certain things, even though I wish they did. So
Like
I'm not
what?
punishing, like completely skipping a lot of the backstory, like taking away his
I have no
Spidey
problem
sense.
And then another thing is
I don't know. But they should have just. I don't know why they didn't incorporate it.
What the Spidey sense?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't.
He
incorporate
doesn't need it. We
Yeah,
can't.
he has a suit.
He doesn't
Yeah.
need it.
I think, and I also think that they're trying to like keep him from having too many of his powers because he's going to grow into it eventually. Which is why I think, yeah,
Spider
'cause-
sense. You think he's gonna just have it later on?
You think eventually he's gonna have it?
no, well, I mean, he did have it in Civil War because we saw him use it like once. But I'm saying that I think that they're going to have him grow into his powers like eventually, like more into him. What?
Right. I guess.
Did you guys address the
The what?
whole
Why does that
timeline
sound-
thing, how it like messes like, at the beginning of the movie, it said like 8 years later.
Oh,
that was-
right.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was just a dumb
I
mistake.
read a
don't
bunch of
think
theories on it, but like, basically, they either made a mistake or it's just further complicated.
What? Are you talking about the from
The whole- the whole 8 years
incident?
later thing.
It was supposed to be 8 years later from Avengers, which was 2012.
Really?
Yeah.
But at the
The
same time,
MCU supposedly has its own timeline that somewhat coincides with real time.
yeah, like now it
Somewhat.
was like just
Yeah.
it was just
And
with
Happy
us.
confirmed it because he said he was holding that ring since 2008,
Yeah.
which is the first Iron Man movie.
But the thing is that the events of Spider-Man: Homecoming taking place 8 years after what's it
Battle
called?
of New York.
After the Avengers movie doesn't make sense because like in Civil War, it was like Vision. I remember that mentioned that it's been 8 years
Yeah.
since Tony Stark revealed himself to be Iron Man. So it just doesn't make any sense.
Like I forgot what he said. He said, yeah, I think like 8 years into
Unless
which
it
makes
doesn't
sense for
correlate
that.
to our time.
So
And then
the
they
people
probably just
who
made a
the
mistake.
script just like weren't like. I guess they just got it wrong basically.
Yeah,
They basically just made a stupid mistake. That's it.
Because apparently, like, Homecoming's supposed to take place, like, what, 2 months after?
Civil War, yeah.
Yeah, 2 months after Civil War.
So given
2
that much,
months?
it'll be like
Yeah, it's 2 months after.
2006.
Which
Like
would mean it
2000.
takes place in 2016, which also doesn't make sense, because, like...
Talking about the time thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One
Yeah,
thing
that confused me too, but I think it kind of made sense with all the
Is it?
explanations I've seen.
further complicates things, like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to search the timeline to try to get it.
Is it me, or did they really like in the film? They focused on them moving from Avengers Tower to the new Avengers facility. That just felt weird because I felt like the new Avengers facility was already created after the events of Ultron. So why are they focusing on like moving all this stuff from Avengers Tower into there? Like it just felt weird to me.
I feel like they didn't really need to do that, but they just did that maybe for the plot of the movie.
The stuff, the alien technology they find at the beginning that Vulture uses and stuff, is that from a movie that I'm just not aware
That's from the
of?
Avengers. Remember the Avengers, the invasion? No, remember the Chitauri? Remember the
It's the
Chitauri?
Age of Ultron?
No, the first Avengers, the first one.
The very first.
Oh yeah.
Remember the aliens that
That's what's
attacked?
from.
Yeah, that's what's
supposed to
from.
be
Yeah.
There's literally a monster that they were taking tech from was literally like shown in like the Avengers movie.
No.
I think it was called the Leviathan. Yeah, the Leviathan.
All right.
Yeah, so that's
All right,
that's what they
so-
were referencing.
What
Which is why it was a problem.
what do you want to see from the next Spider-Man movie? And is this the best Spider-Man movie of all time?
Didn't we
Let's start
touch
with
on
the
the second?
Let's start with the dose.
It's not. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie of all time. But it doesn't. I don't think.
Why
that
is it
makes-
not the best Spider-Man movie of all time?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Got you.
Ooh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Got you.
I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the faults of the movie. I just think it has been done as a whole movie. I think there's a better story. I think Spider-Man 2 is a better story than this.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the best iteration of Spider-Man we've seen in combined with Peter Parker. But I think there are better Spider-Man stories that have been told.
I agree.
I can agree with that.
I agree with that completely. That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. But you asked what I want to see next.
Yes.
What I want to see from the next movie. I hear that Mysterio is supposed to be the next villain.
Is he really?
That's what I'm hearing.
No, they don't.
That's a weird
they didn't-
choice.
No, yeah, it's a weird, but yeah, it's not confirmed. But that's the rumblings that I'm hearing.
That's what it is a fan favorite, and I agree. I like Mysterio a lot.
So they're raising the scale a little bit, and I like that, and you'll probably like that, Wesley, because I didn't know that.
Look,
But I want them to
Wesley,
go back. I want them to go because they didn't do it, and I get it now. You got to go back to some of the core stuff that makes Peter, and that makes Peter Spider-Man.
Yeah, nah. If you don't mention Uncle Ben in the next film, I'm gonna be upset.
They won't. They won't.
You don't have to kill him again, but you at least have to mention him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe lightly. Yes.
He already
Really
got
doesn't
shot
seem-
enough, you know.
He really doesn't seem affected by the Uncle Ben thing. Oh, that's like
Yeah,
a huge
at all.
thing that
He doesn't.
haunts Spider-Man.
He doesn't.
Like, so
He's
it's
just
a little
obsessed.
weird.
He's just obsessed with becoming an Avenger.
Yeah, it's a little weird that this is the most accurate quote unquote Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
he's missing the core of like Spider-Man's
Yeah.
like motivation. So it's a little weird. So like to me, this movie doesn't have like emotional weight that it should in a lot of ways at all. Like it's fun and it's entertaining.
Yeah, maybe this is just a different origin in general.
Maybe it's possible. They
Nah.
left
Uncle
it
is
vague enough.
casually passed away.
But they
They
left
left it
it.
vague enough.
They did leave
Yeah,
it
they
vague.
left it
yeah.
really
They
vague,
did leave it vague.
where they could do different things
I'm
with
telling
it.
you, man. I'm telling you, it's gonna be Iron Man. That's gonna be the Uncle Ben scene when like Iron Man dies.
All right.
I agree with what you said. Part of the reason that I just can't see this as like this monolith Spider-Man movie where this is gonna be like the classic example of the best Spider-Man ever in a movie
Hmm.
for future generations is because it's so tied into
The MCU, yeah.
MCU stuff.
So-
like you cannot just jump into this
Yeah.
without watching the other movies and like knowing about the other movies. Like it doesn't stand on its own.
That's
It
one
doesn't
of the
stand on its own.
that's why
as
and I don't, because now I'm not gonna hold it. That's why I'm not gonna punish it because that's the way things are done
like
now.
it starts off referencing the fucking Avengers movie with
Yeah.
the alien thing. Like
Yeah.
they don't tell you any of that stuff.
Yeah,
It's so
it's
connected.
just how. Yeah,
You
it's how
have to know the
universe
events
is.
of his scenes in Civil War to like get what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's like,
I
oh
mean,
yeah, I joined the Avengers and all that stuff. Like,
I mean, not seeing Civil War is a sin, but be real talk. If you don't see Civil War
Yeah.
before seeing Homecoming, you're an idiot.
no, I mean, I didn't see any of the Thor movies. I barely saw like the second Iron Man.
and what
or
bothers
all
me,
the
Wes,
Iron
is
Man
that-
movies.
And what bothers me, Wes, is that you knew the interconnected stuff with the alien invasion, but you forgot it in this movie.
Yeah,
Like, you were
I
just
only
like,
saw
what
it
happened? Like-
one. I don't like the original Avengers that much, so I don't. It's not very memorable to me. Like I remember this
Nah.
movie talking about.
So what you're saying
I
is,
heard Wesley
what you're
Matthews in
saying
the
is,
first Avengers. Let's not get into that.
so what you're
I
saying
remember
is,
the
I do
scene.
need Michael Bay a call. That's why I need.
Michael, I hate Michael.
Don't worry, Wes. I got you, bro.
And I hate Transformers a lot more than I hate Avengers, but I don't hate Avengers. It's just like average. It's like I don't really care. It's like oh cool. But
Let's step over his
All right,
opinion.
hold on. So instead of
No. Let's step over it.
instead of getting into more blasphemous
What?
shit, who's next?
that's the thing I like about movies like Doctor Strange. That's the thing I like about movies like Doctor Strange. It's like I can just watch it as a movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not connected to
Wesley,
anything.
we gotta get back onto topic, bro. What do you want to
Wes.
see in the next film?
Yeah. All right. OJ, what do you? Is this the best Spider-Man movie, and what are you going to see in the next Spider-Man movie to make it even better?
This isn't the best Spider-Man, but I hate
This is a dick.
this isn't the best Spider-Man movie.
Better than the best
Um,
Spider-Man movie ever made.
Yo, I hate you, bro. Nah, but what I think he could improve on is go back to the core stuff. You know, you could. There's some roundabout way of bringing back Uncle Ben into the mix. I think so. I don't think they're gonna try and like
You have to
ignore Uncle
flashback
Ben entirely.
Zombie
Yeah, you
Uncle
have to
Ben.
flashback it, but that's okay.
Mysterio resurrects zombie.
Zombie Uncle Ben.
I mean,
Yeah.
Spider-Man
No,
has to kill him himself.
all right. Trolling is a sin. Let's go. Now, another thing I think that they should work on is, again, I can't stress this enough. Have Peter rely on his own technology. I don't want to see him wear the Iron Spider suit in the Homecoming sequel more than like maybe once.
You know he's wearing the Iron Spider suit in Infinity War, right?
I know.
No,
but
I know
yeah.
that's going to happen. He's going to need it, actually.
I'm okay with him using it in Infinity War
The
because I know that
Iron
Infinity War is not going to
Spider
be there that long. I know he's not going to be that long in
He's
Infinity
gonna
War,
be
so I'm okay
rocking
with
it.
that. But I'm talking about like in his sequel, he should have his own homemade Spider-Man suit. Maybe he upgrades a little bit. You know, it's no longer a jumpsuit. That's just what I want.
Nah,
No.
you can't sew. That's so unrealistic.
Look,
You should
man.
take
He
the
can learn.
technology
He can
out.
learn.
Just tear it out.
Look,
Keep the
all you
suit,
need to
tear out the robot
I
stuff.
shit you not. I remember this scene for a reason. Tony Stark has like a box full of AI chips, and all you got to do is build some shit to have Karen into like the new suit.
Why do you
but
want Karen
doesn't
in
have-
the suit so much?
If people dig Karen.
Shut the fuck up.
Karen's
You don't
go.
like
People
Karen
dig Karen.
that much?
I don't want to hear it, Wes. I don't want to hear it. Now,
I like Karen too, but I just that's not Spider-Man. Him talking to the fucking suit while he's swinging around, like that's not Spider-Man. She needs to die. She can be Uncle Ben.
No,
Like, kill off Karen.
no, I don't like. Yeah, but I'm like you. I can't rock with it. I just
I'm
can't.
Yeah,
so-
it's too much. It was good for
Yeah.
this movie. I didn't mind it for this one movie because it fit him,
I-
figuring himself
I can-
out. I like
I'm-
the scene when he's talking to her about girls and all
Yeah,
that. Like, It was
yeah.
cool. It's very teenager thing, but I don't need that to stay.
Yeah,
It
I don't
needs
need
to be
that in
Iron Man
Spider-Man.
slash
I don't need that in
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3. Karen,
Iron Man.
what's next?
Yeah, I don't
all
really
right,
need
all right, all right, all
Look,
right, fine. I understand. No, but again, like I think like Peter should rely more on his technology and wit rather than just whatever Tony Stark gives him. That's the only other thing left I think that they can improve on is give the villain more screen time. I told this to Rodney,
Please,
but
man.
I told this to Rodney for a reason because I mentioned how even though I thought Vulture did a really good job, he wasn't in the movie. Like he wasn't in the suit longer than he was in like the just walking around like a normal guy and stuff like that. We saw him more as a person than as like an actual villain. Not that I don't think that was cool. It's just give more time to him. If you're going to make characters like Flash Thompson and Aunt May not that important, don't give them a shit ton of screen time. Give the villain more screen time if you're going to go that route.
I agree
And
with that.
for the next villains, Scorpion, he looked like he could be a prime candidate.
She
Or
probably will.
Scorpion, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I like about the villains in this movie because Scorpion was actually scary as shit. Like he was like convicted of multiple homicides and shit. He got like the Scorpion tattoo. I was like, man, this guy's fierce. Like,
Time to bring out
he's
Carnage.
a rat.
Time to bring out Carnage.
No, bro, that's too.
Bro,
That's
too
too
soon for that.
First of all,
Hey,
first of all,
It was a joke. It was a
Last
joke.
one's bullshit. Chill out.
Oh, okay.
no, I would like that, but Marvel can't legally do it.
Yeah, I'm about to say Marvel can't do that shit, so it doesn't matter. But
Wait, why not?
All they own is
We don't own the
Spider-Man.
rights to him. I
it's,
don't
it's
think.
complicated.
All
I'll
they
tell
own
you.
is Spider-Man?
Yeah,
What?
they
Yeah,
don't own any of his villains.
How did they get the Vulture in there?
It's complicated.
No, I'm talking about like the main, like they don't own Black Cat. They don't own.
They don't
Yeah,
own
so-
Black Cat, so I'm
No.
never gonna see Black Cat in the Spider-Man movie.
Well, okay,
Unfortunately.
No, hold on. No, Spider-Man is only under contract with Marvel for 6
Yeah.
years.
Okay. So, all right, fine. I'll just do a real quick explanation. Spider-Man is still owned by Sony. Marvel's just
Yeah.
using him in their movies as
They
like a
basically
lens.
just renting him.
Yeah.
Actually,
No.
I think it's
There is
3 years. I think it's 3 years, not 6 years.
Yeah. What it is that like Spider-Man has a smaller contract than a lot of the MCU heroes because they're just trying to see how Spider-Man works out in the MCU. So like basically they don't have.
He's not gonna be there forever.
And they could renew it if they really wanted to.
They can,
Yeah,
they can.
exactly. That's the whole point. They could
Oh
extend the
my God.
contract past the sequel.
So-
Because
But they
Man,
don't
somebody-
play the characters that Sony
I
already
don't need-
shown or
I don't
have.
need a course in legislature right now. I just want to know is Black Cat never gonna be in the fucking Spider-Man movie?
We
But
got
nah,
to
we
wait
don't
that
know.
long.
Black
We will
Cat,
talk-
Black Cat is one of my that's one of
Wes,
like my
we
favorite.
will talk about this later.
Honestly, you're having such a
I agree.
bad day.
I know. I didn't know
We'll talk-
that. I always cross my
Yeah.
fingers and hope that they like have a scene where they hint that Black Cat's
Yeah.
gonna be in the next movie.
Yeah.
Because they're never gonna just. That would be so good. People have all
would
these
be,
problems with
yeah.
like female
Okay.
characters and then like the movie. Like Black Cat is such a cool.
I think
female
we are
character.
derailing from the.
Her design's cool. Like
This
Wes,
is lit.
Wes,
that-
I understand your frustration, but
do you?
I can
Dude.
but relax. Okay, now so aside from Scorpion, the only other villain I really want to see is probably Craven, but I don't know if they want to do that yet.
Oh, Craven was
Bro.
cool.
No, Craven would be a good, say for his third movie or if
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
fourth, because
I don't know
Craven
if they want to go
like
that route.
Craven's good
he
for like a.
can
I
instill
think-
Spider-Man into Spider-Man.
Wouldn't he be better
That's
as
the
like
importance of
as,
Craven.
wouldn't he be better in combination with another like enemy though? Because it's like
I mean,
He's-
so here's the reason
he's
why.
like
I
a
say this.
Wolverine knockoff kind of, right?
because
No.
no, shut up.
Raven
Anyway,
the Hunter.
because
It kind of is. Right?
because the reason why I say this is
He's very
because
similar.
it seems like they're trying to build up to the Sinister Six, but from what I've heard, that might not happen. I don't know if it's true or not, but like it might happen, it might not happen. But at the very least, I do want to see Kraven in a Spider-Man film that Sony, Marvel makes, not Sony.
I'm
Marvel.
trying to see him fight Kingpin, man.
Yo, Kingpin will be so good, especially the MCU's version of Kingpin.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's what I'm talking about. The MCU's version of Kingpin.
oh man.
What movies is he in?
He's in the Daredevil.
Oh, you think they will use the same actor?
I
Yeah.
hope they should,
It's part of the
because he's
MCU, so they
amazing.
Yeah, like no. So the Netflix like heroes and villains are a part of the MCU. That's the thing.
Okay.
So they
Have they
could
ever crossed
interact.
over into the movie?
No, but they're going to be in Infinity War.
They are.
They're going to be at least reference.
Yeah, at least reference. Yeah, but not anyways. No MCU, whatever. Like
Why don't they do a Spider-Man Black Cat Netflix show?
You must really want
I do. Black Cat's so underutilized as like a Spider-Man character.
Wes, don't you think I know that,
Black
bro?
Cat
I
was
love
a
Black Cat,
junior
but that's
one?
not important.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wait, no, Felicia's like she's like around the same age as Peter Parker, I think, within the timeline, right?
She's close, I think.
Yeah, within the timeline.
Yeah, within the timeline, she's around the same age as me.
I don't know. Maybe we saw her
not
like
in Ultimate. Not in Ultimate. In Ultimate, she's like older.
Mhm.
But in all the other versions, like she's around the same age. as me.
yeah, they're around the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's in terms of villains. I kind of want to see. I'm upset that we didn't see the Shocker in his costume.
He had on the jacket with the vest and stuff. And then,
I
he,
peeped that.
they
That was
referenced
lit.
it. Yeah, they referenced it. I know
I
right
love
away.
that.
Mm-hmm.
He did,
And
but
I
I saw a picture of him in like a somewhat comic book accurate suit, and I was like, damn, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's a good reference.
I mean, the Shocker always gets the gist
Yeah.
and like the Spider-Man, like the big stuff. Like if he's not in the comic, you're never gonna see the Shocker
True.
built up at all. It's like Electro. You're never gonna see like a cool Electro like scene in the movie. Like he's just there to be fodder. I don't know.
Come on, Electro.
I mean, I guess Electro. I forgot that Jamie Foxx was the Electro.
Yeah, hey,
He
Jamie
was-
Foxx.
he was kind of cool. It was Rhino, the guy with the short end of the stick.
Yeah, right.
Nah, so
They-
that
they
Rhino
have
transforming bullshit.
Why do you want to
Yeah.
greatest actors in America in like a 2 second?
He's just a clown.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
That was disgusting.
That was the reason I watched the movie. I was like, yo, Paul
Hey,
Giamatti's the
but that is
villain?
this is controversial. That is the best Spider-Man opening
Whoa,
like,
since
in the
Spider-Man?
movie. In the movie,
Which one?
that
Yeah.
the Amazing Spider-Man 2, that is the best opening.
Oh yeah, when he's
How
like
it
falling
Spider-Man.
down.
I forgot how
When
it
he's like
opened.
falling
I forgot to see it.
That was
Yeah,
like,
when he's falling down from the sky, and
that
he's
was
he's
pretty-
swinging
yeah,
through the city. That is the
Yeah.
best opening.
yeah, that was
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie.
The opening I felt for this one was a little weird. I just need to hear another.
You gotta
He
throw
just,
that in.
'cause if you remember, no, the opening with the camera is cool, but the opening scene is just them getting fired on that job and like looking at drawings of the Avengers.
Yeah,
The pacing is a little weird. It's just like this tedious kind of scene about just explaining why the Vulture is a Vulture, and that's it. Like it didn't open on any big like scene or any sort of funny joke. It was just like, oh, here's the backstory really quickly, and then you get
and
Spider-Man.
it was weird because Spider-Man usually always has
A big opening scene.
it has either a big
Yeah.
opening or a big ending, and
Yeah.
there was neither, which is weird.
Yeah, true. Like the ending was kind of weak. Like where it ended off with him and like taking off like the mask after he wore the suit. Like even though the part with Aunt May finding out was funny, it wasn't really like
Yeah,
amazing.
No.
That
I
was
like the.
that was funny.
It was funny, but it wasn't like
It was the funniest joke in the movie.
I don't mind that ending, but before that, I would have liked a
Some
classic
emotional
Spider-Man
thing,
brand name.
yeah.
I disagree because the funniest part of the movie to me was definitely when Ned was helping Peter like find the Vulture and shit, and then he got caught using the computers.
And he
And
was
then
like,
he said,
"Oh,
well,
looking
I
at
was
porn."
watching
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
That was kind of funny. I like when he did the dance in the chair. That was funny.
I was like, bro, I I was like, you could
Yeah,
have said all types of things, bro. But you had to say porn. Like what?
nah. The funniest,
Like, no,
I don't.
man.
It annoyed me. Like I laughed at anything with Aunt May, but then it also annoyed me. I was like, how many people are gonna know he's Spider-Man in the next fucking movie? Like,
Probably not that
too
many.
many
Actually, now that I think about
people. So many. Like,
Nah, you're gassing it. Not that
and
many.
is Aunt May
Yeah,
on
you're
drugs?
stretching.
In this film, is Aunt May like? Is she like a stoner or something? Like, why is she so ditzy?
What? There's
Like, she
nothing
just
wrong with
constantly like letting him do what. I'm honestly asking. Is she supposed to be like
Oh.
some stoner ditzy like lady? Like,
What?
She's
she
supposed to
really
be that
doesn't pay
chill
attention.
ass, man.
She just like, hey, he comes home in different clothes than he left in the middle of the night, and she's not asking questions. She's like, oh, what's wrong, baby? You okay? All right. It's cool. Like, I'm like, what is going on with Aunt May in this movie?
Oh my god.
It's like,
Yo, man,
like,
doesn't
he's
matter.
like,
okay?
yeah,
Are you okay, Wesley?
yeah, he's like,
It
I
doesn't
lost the
matter.
Stark internship. She's like, oh, is that bad? All right, I'm sorry.
It
Room
doesn't matter though,
naked.
because
He's
she was
in room
hot. That's
naked
all I
with his
care.
fat Asian buddy, and then she comes in and she sees him naked and she doesn't ask any questions. She's like, let's go out to eat, guys. Like, what? He's supposed to be high all the time in this film? Like, what's going on? It was so stupid. Like, she's either supposed to be high or she's like the biggest, ditziest idiot I've ever seen. Yeah, nah, like, I'm surprised people didn't complain about that.
She
It's like
she told him to put clothes on. Come on.
She said, yeah, but she saw him naked then, man. She didn't go like, what are you doing? She didn't go, what are you doing? When did you come home? Why are you naked in the room with this boy? Why is she sitting out in front of you while you're naked in your underwear? She didn't say anything.
Hey, she doesn't judge his sexuality.
I
Yeah,
guess
right,
not.
right.
I guess not. It was
We're all,
fucking
this is
weird,
She's,
bro.
she's progressive.
I
this
guess
is
that's what it
2017.
was.
We're all open about our sexuality.
I guess that they
With
live
a
in New York.
15-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey,
Doesn't
hey,
care,
remember,
bro.
remember, Aunt May said that Peter is, he's 15 now. There's all those hormones in his body.
I guess.
He's not sure.
Who did it better, Aunt May or Martha?
Ah.
All right, now
Oh,
turn off the stream. Turn off the stream.
Superman?
Yeah.
Superman?
Yeah.
I think
Martha's amazing.
I think Martha's cuter. Nah,
Well,
Oh, definitely. Oh,
I don't know Aunt
Martha's.
May.
Oh my gosh.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
Wait, who?
Aunt May's not. She's
Martha-
barely in this movie, so it's not fair.
Wait,
It's
what?
not fair.
Martha's really is.
Martha isn't even in that movie that much. What you
Yeah,
talking about?
but when she
Wait,
speaks,
isn't
when
she-
she speaks, it's impactful.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
Aunt May's not. She's not going for emotion at all, which is weird.
Oh,
But
whoa.
Someone's getting a call.
is that your phone going off?
Yeah, there's like an emergency alert saying that there's gonna be a flood.
No.
oh
Be
shit.
careful, Chicagoans.
Yeah, but
Don't bring that rain over here.
Now Atlantis.
yeah.
Every day is a
preview of
struggle in Chirac.
Yeah. No. What was it? The Justice League movie? It looks alright.
Yeah.
Looks okay.
Aquaman
Aquaman looks lit in it.
I'm scared. Aquaman looks great. I'm scared of the movie though. It scares me.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. But Wonder Woman's gonna be in it. I wonder which Wonder Woman. Is she gonna be the movie Wonder Woman, or is she just gonna be serious, stoic, one-dimensional Wonder Woman now?
Probably
Like-
serious, stoic, one-dimensional.
Yeah, because like 50 years or something has passed now.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
like, there's no. Yeah, you can't go back to being naive like that after, like, living that long.
She could. No, she could be.
No, she couldn't.
She could be.
She could be.
She could be. 'cause she-
I think we're derailing from what we're
Yeah.
originally doing. We're not really
Well,
about
I-
to-
This review's basically over.
yeah, but
I mean, I didn't put it in my thoughts.
Yeah, give your thoughts. Give your thoughts.
Yeah, anything.
What this question?
Childish Gambino?
Oh yeah.
Is it-
Oh yeah. By the way, does everybody know about him being Miles Morales' uncle?
Yeah, I know.
Is
Yeah.
he? Oh, in this movie?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Aaron
Is
Davis.
that why he said? Is that why he
Yeah.
said I have a nephew?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
good, bro. I got so hyped. Like,
Aaron Davis is the Prowler, who's Miles Morales' uncle, basically.
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But what was
I think-
the question? So, what do you?
Well, is this the best Spider-Man movie ever? And if it obviously is, so what makes the next movie better?
Oh my
What
god.
could improve the next movie upon
I
its
mean-
perfection?
I mean, remember, Rodney, this can't be higher than it. This can't be lower than a 10 out of 10. So,
Look, bro. Look. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie. I already said that. Spider-Man 2 still reigns supreme, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What I want to see in the next Spider-Man movie? I don't know. Like they could do any villain for the second movie, but like I said, Craven is too soon for like a sequel type villain. He's more of like a villain that you would put in one of his last films.
Why?
I don't know. I just see Craven as like solidifying
Craven's
Peter
way too
as
capable.
Spider-Man.
Like out of most of Spider-Man's villains, he's like extremely skilled.
No, I think
Craven
I
seems like
think-
small potatoes to me. I don't know why.
I think a Venom or a Carnage would be a final villain.
Obviously.
Nah, well, that's too easy though. And plus, we
Yeah, it's
already
too easy.
seen it. It needs to be something different.
The whole,
Like,
the
Craven
whole
would be
No,
the different-
that Venom from Spider-Man 3 does not count.
It does. We've already
it does
done that.
count. I mean, but like
It
no,
does,
they've been saying that they want to do like whole different villains and stuff. So I won't say that they won't. Well, we won't see Venom. but-
Rhino, man. Bring out the Rhino.
I'm
Man,
telling
no
you,
one cares about Rhino.
Kingpin.
Nigga,
I can see
King, fuck
Kingpin.
out of here.
Actually, that'll make a good second
Hey, man.
movie villain.
Make Kingpin one of the side antagonists. That's
Yeah,
it.
well,
Kingpin's
Nah,
there.
they can't do Kingpin like that.
I want to see
Nah,
a Spider. I
yeah.
want to see a Spider-Man Daredevil crossover.
Oh,
Nigga,
God.
Oh, me too.
Yes.
Listen.
Spider-Man.
All I'm saying, do a Daredevil season 4 because I don't know what they're doing for season 3, but do a Daredevil season 4. Spider-Man pulls up, Kingpin pulls up. It's lit. It's lit.
Hell's Kitchen is right next to Queens, man.
Exactly.
Hey, you
People-
just gotta go across the street.
Nigga, all you gotta do is just walk a couple blocks, say hi to a few neighbors, and you in Hell's Kitchen.
Let me think of all the Spider-Man villains. Let me see.
You said,
I'm trying to think of all this, like Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin? Oh, they haven't done that yet, so they
yeah,
could do that.
well, they have.
Actually, his friend is.
have.
They could make his friend's fodder like the
They've
first
done Hobgoblin already in Spider-Man 3.
No,
No,
they
they
didn't.
haven't.
Yes, they did.
Oh.
He was Hobgoblin.
Who?
Wait, was his
Harry?
name Hobgoblin or New Goblin?
James
It was New
Franco.
Goblin.
It was New Goblin.
They never did Hobgoblin.
They never said he was a Hobgoblin.
Are you
It
sure?
was always
Hold on.
implied to be the Green Goblin.
He's like, yeah, he's supposed to be like the successor to the Green Goblin.
You agree that
Is it-
Spider-Man has kind of like a weak, like he has like an okay rogues gallery, but not like the best.
Nah, I disagree. He
He
Yeah, I
has,
have
he
to
has some
disagree.
kind of like
He
yeah.
has some memorable villains.
yeah, some, but he doesn't have like those Batman villains. Which,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you
Batman,
can't touch Batman's villains.
Batman
I
has the
mean,
best
it's
rogues
Batman.
gallery.
It's Batman.
It's freaking Batman.
It's Batman. Comparing someone who's street level to like Batman, who's everywhere.
I mean, he doesn't have like X-Men villains either. He doesn't really have like.
But
Well,
then again, Batman
his
was
villains
I'm
aren't
a-
supposed to
I'm a
be like
repeat.
that large scale. He's friendly neighborhood
I'm
Spider-Man.
gonna repeat this, and I'm probably gonna have to spell it too. Street level.
Street level.
These niggas aren't important. Iron Man could have taken out Vulture the entire time during the movie, but he didn't.
Why? Yeah,
Easily.
I mean,
He's
if only Spider-Man 3 didn't exist, they could do Venom probably really well, especially with this like teenage Spider-Man, like him getting the black suit. They could do
Bro.
Spider-Man 3 the right way, where he,
They could do a really
when he
good
goes to the
Carnage.
dark side and stuff. Like that would have been interesting to do with this Spider-Man.
They could do a really good Carnage.
They actually, I was thinking about this. I've been hearing like people talk about it. They could introduce the black suit in Infinity War or in Avengers 4. They could, because they could go to like the symbiote planet and like do an adaptation of that.
They could.
I don't know if Marvel will, because it depends on Sony. But
All right,
like,
so Lisi, what's your was this the best Spider-Man movie ever, and what could they do with the next movie to make it even better?
Well, I can't exactly remember the other Spider-Man movies, to be honest. I had to rewatch them.
You remember the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies?
Barely. All I remember is that he's some, like, hot hipster who takes pictures. So,
That's
he's
the
a
movie.
he's a photographer for the Daily Bugle.
That's the
yeah,
movie.
that's what I
and he had
remember.
great.
takes pictures of himself.
Great
And he
hair.
has a very cheesy romance with
Cheesy. Oh, what?
No,
No, Wesley.
cheesiest romance.
Wesley.
The
No,
cheesiest
don't do this
superhero
to me.
romance.
That's
Sounds
the
terrible.
Peter,
No, that is
you
the
need
best
to meet
romance.
my parents.
That's the
Peter.
best comic book romance we have. That's the best comic book
Oh
romance
my
we
God.
have.
Whoa,
Out of
I don't know
Marvel
about
and
that,
DC.
but
Out of Marvel and DC. Out of
Oh,
Marvel.
No, we are
DC.
derailing from the topic back to the
The
topic.
best comic book
Out of
romance?
Marvel and DC,
Alright,
that's the best comic
alright.
book romance.
No, we're about to derail into another debate.
Better than the romance
Finish
in
your
Wonder
thoughts.
Woman?
Alright,
It is
okay,
slightly
hold
better.
up.
It is better.
Hold up.
It is. It is.
All I'm hearing is people like
Wonder Woman's better than Spider-Man?
I'm out.
Character-
Y'all tripping.
Wait, does everybody like that romance? The cheesy Emma Stone
Emma
romance
Stone
with
and Andrew Garfield? That was
That was
amazing.
actually really
It
good.
They have no
was
chemistry.
not
What? They have no
amazing, bro.
chemistry.
It was bad.
Oh my god.
It was awkward and bad.
Bro, who
The
was
worst
next?
scene in
Who
both
was next?
movies is when they're standing outside the restaurant talking about her parents, and it's so like,
Oh,
Yo,
who's
we
next?
are
Who's
derailing
next?
from the
Alright,
topic.
Lacey,
Yeah,
go
nah,
Best
but
ahead.
way
look.
to make the next movie better: Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone romance.
Yes. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you.
But no. I mean, I'd like to see like a stronger villain next
Oh.
movie that like makes him have to use, I guess, more powers, and like I want his old suit back so he could like
Yeah.
use
Blow
those
stuff up
like
more?
interesting.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
'cause,
he already
like,
got his old
Taser webs?
Yeah, he did. He got it back.
All I'm saying
Like
is
he got like
they
a
just
newer
destroyed,
suit, I think.
they just destroyed the Stark Tech suit, and then he restarts from scratch and asks Tony for
He got the
advice.
old
I'm sorry, OJ. That's probably not going to happen. But
It's probably not
Tony
gonna
Hawk-
happen, but I'm gonna still keep saying it.
Alright. Tony
Toby
Hawk
doesn't age that much though.
like in real life or in the
In the movie,
like you hope he's
It's like-
he's like 17 or something or like 16
anything,
or something?
like
be
I
a
don't think
junior
he's like
next movie.
16.
Nah, I want to
Yeah,
be
he
like
should be.
18.
Yeah.
I want to be like 18
It's like-
next movie. Like, stand
No,
that
but then he loses like the charm that he has as like a kid.
down. He's goofy 18 year old.
yeah, well, I feel like
It's
we need
so
to see him
funny
grow
when he's
into
like,
being
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he needs to grow into it.
I'm
Like
never
each
gonna see
movie
that.
for him should be like a development for him as a
It'd be so boring if like he automatically goes from like being 15 years old to being like 20.
Spider-Man is always goofy. He's always goofy.
in general. That's
Yeah,
how Spider-Man
but-
acts as an adult.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he-
it's the
he's,
same way.
He acts
yeah,
like
he's
an
30.
awkward-
He's 30. Like he's 36 now, and he's still goofy.
Yeah,
He acts like an awkward
Yeah.
15-year-old trying to like flirt with
He acts like
girls.
yes.
Nah.
He acts like a
No,
slightly
well,
less
Nah, not to that
mature.
degree.
Not to that degree, but basically, he's still
About Spider-Man.
God.
he's still goofy.
Like he's still wisecracking.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, he's not chasing
Well, that's
15-year-olds
Spider-Man.
around. So.
Right.
Oh shit, yo.
I hope
But,
Spider-
you know,
Jailbait man?
he's doing his
Have
thing.
you
He's doing his
Spider-Man?
thing.
Spider-Man?
He's doing his thing. You know what I mean?
Spider-Man in Alabama.
Yeah. He's waiting until they turn 16.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yo, wow.
Yeah, this conversation.
Shooting his web in places should not be.
He's still, you know what I mean,
This is
swinging in
gonna
the
turn
girl's
into some
bedroom
like
at
Bill
night.
Cosby shit. We don't need that. We got the rail.
But yeah, no, I think even if they age him up a little bit, because I feel like if they age him up a little bit, they can introduce him into things that he wouldn't be able to if he's like still the same age. I feel like two years in between movies is like a good time lapse. Like
I mean,
2 or
it
3.
doesn't-
He can be a little bit older. That way, he can move towards being a photographer now.
Yeah.
Like he can interact with adults in the
Back
adult
to Andrew
world a
Garfield?
little bit more. Yeah, and he can interact with the adults a little bit more because now if he stays in high school,
yeah.
he's gonna have to only interact with other teenagers. Like he's in this teenage world.
No,
He's
that's not
moving.
true.
I don't think if we
Kind
see
of.
him again, he's gonna at least either be graduating or going to college.
Yeah,
When we see him again, he's probably gonna be in college.
I hope so.
I mean,
or
honestly, it
he's gonna
doesn't
be
really.
graduating.
It doesn't really matter.
Spider-Man
So many of the-
freshman 15. Next movie.
Yeah.
My favorite version of Spider-Man is when he's in college.
Mine's when he's
So
in
many of the other, so many of the other characters are like older than he is. So I don't want them just constantly like reprimanding him like he's a child all the time and like
I mean,
can't do anything.
would you really be reprimanding a
Like,
17-year-old though like that? I would take him a little bit more
I mean,
seriously.
they would. Captain America's like 100 or something. So yeah.
Captain America reprimands everybody.
Cap doesn't count because Cap like he's like 100. Yeah, basically.
Captain America sets kids right in detention.
Yeah. I want him to see a little bit older. So
let's learn.
he just has more freedom, a little bit. Like he can smoke or something.
What,
No,
what,
he
Oh
can
my
do.
gosh.
He can,
what I
he
do
can-
agree with though is that like he should eventually get the Daily Bugle job. I want that to happen in the season.
Yeah, I want that to happen sooner. It's J. Jonah Jameson and all
man.
that stuff.
I wonder who's going to play him.
a little bit more of that.
This will be Michael Keaton, man.
I would die if they did that.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah.
That'd be lit. That'd be so lit.
That'd be so funny, bro. And they act like he's gonna act like
He comes out. He's like, yeah, my real initials have always been Triple J.
that.
Y'all didn't know that, bro?
All right, who was the MVP of this movie for you? Spider-Man. Everybody.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Since this is
Iron
Iron Man,
Iron Daddy. Iron
since
Daddy.
this is clearly Iron
Iron
Man
Man.
4, I would say Iron Man.
I actually kind of like seeing that side of Tony.
The MVP was
Yeah.
Ned's fedora. When he went to the party, bro, he was fresh.
He had the fedora and everything, bro. That shit was lit. Talk about my boy Ned was stunting, bro.
Yeah. That fedora is MVP, man.
Yo, that shit was lit, bro.
All right, the second time you saw it, did you have the same problem with Flash Thompson that you had the first time it was?
Yeah, he's still like Flash shouldn't be in that movie. Especially
You
the
shouldn't be like, what?
Flash,
really
I
didn't
don't
like
think Flash shouldn't be in that
But I
movie.
think
He's in a completely different movie than everybody else.
Flash. The thing I don't like about Flash is that because they didn't make him into like a Josh, like a bully Josh that we know him from. Is someone tearing shit? What the fuck?
Eating some Popeyes.
Like it literally sounded like someone was tearing papers. But anyways, what the reason why I think like I don't like Flash really much
Dose,
is because
I think
He's
it's
no
amazing.
longer released.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it's you.
he's like rolling around in
Is
bed.
he still doing that?
No,
Okay.
Nah.
no, stop.
Yeah, so but the reason why I said I don't really like Flash as much is because he's not really a bully. He's more of like he's more of a rival, I would say. And like he's not really
Affected by anything he says to him anyway.
Yeah.
Like he's just kind of in the background. Like you just cut a scene down.
It made me. It gave me an impression that he was just trying too hard to be a bully and like
Yeah,
just
this
shoved
is
it off.
overbait.
That's the thing. He's not a bully. He's not a bully, really. He's just
You
like
sure?
the guy that's just annoying. That's just in the background trying to
Yeah,
talk shit.
he's just in the
Yeah.
background, instigating. Like,
He's just a bad troll, basically.
nice haircut.
All right.
He's Wesley. But anyways,
Oh my god. Shots.
nah, I'm playing.
Bang, bang.
Sure.
What is?
Nah. Well,
Man.
yeah, nah. I'm playing.
Man.
My man Wesley
What is what's gonna happen when?
I really wanted Peter to punch him in the shit. That's all I really cared about. But he didn't do
I
that.
didn't even care about him. Like he had no effect on any the other characters in the movie.
I still don't like the casting.
He was just kind of like a joke. He was just kind of like a joke.
Do you not like that he's Mexican?
Me, he's Indian.
I-
isn't he?
No, he's Mexican. He's
Indian.
Spanish. He's like Mexican.
What?
Like
You look
weird.
Indian.
I don't know.
Wow.
He's
But
His
I
parents-
just wasn't feeling it, bro. Like,
His parents are like from
I
Honduras.
understand diversity. That's all great and all, but at the same time, when he goes that, like the complete opposite of what he actually is in the comics, like this rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. And it's the fact
Mexican.
that I really
What
wanted
did you think
like
of
Flash to be
Spider-Man?
kind
What do you think of Spider-Man having jungle fever?
Having jungle fever? Hey,
Yeah.
jungle fever is lit.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
nothing is wrong with it, bro.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
has
didn't,
let the man's get. Let the man's get.
I didn't hear you, Wes. What'd you say?
I said, what did you think of Spider-Man having jungle fever?
Hey. He sees his Ebony Queen.
Apparently, he just does not like black. He doesn't like white girls at all. Like,
Yeah, man, he's jumping on his Zendaya.
My chances with Spider-Man are lost.
Yeah, it's over.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Zendaya,
Well,
you
hey.
free now?
Hey, hey, black doesn't crack. Black doesn't crack. That's all I
This
gotta
man
say.
was
I'm
going
sorry.
crazy in this school, bro. Looking at all the black shit.
He got it. He got it.
But why was it as soon as girl bounced though? He slid over to Zendaya like, hey.
Yo, what's your name?
They call you MJ, huh?
Good night. Good night.
Hey, girl, what you doing?
This
This
man,
dude,
his geography was serious.
man,
Look,
This man is this.
this dude was like ginger. Walking around looking at all the black girls.
I know. You didn't even blink, man. Jeez, it wasn't even next period.
He needed to do what he needed to do. The hunt was on. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Jesus Christ.
Good night.
Hey, man, but that's what happens when you live in Queens.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
It's
I guess
accurate.
so. You gotta do what you can, man.
Right?
Take some exotic fruit.
Oh my god.
Exotic fruits.
Yo.
All right. So, what did you think? What did you think of the soundtrack?
Yo, the soundtrack. Oh my
there wasn't
God.
for some reason there wasn't a classic Spider-Man score that stood out like the other two iterations.
His main theme?
Like the opening. The 60s opening. Oh my god.
I got let me
I was
I got-
almost in tears, bro.
what?
That was beautiful.
Seriously, it hit you like that?
It does.
Yes,
Nigga,
it
I was
did,
shook.
bro. Like,
It
Bro,
hit y'all like
don't
that?
understand,
I gotta
bro.
listen. I gotta listen to it again. I'm gonna
I've
listen
watched
to it.
the original '60s Spider-Man show, bro. Like,
Nigga,
Oh, you
watched
talking?
it.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
no,
it.
not
no,
Spider-Man.
not- I'm talking about.
Nah,
I'm talking about like a classic Spider. Like if you go to Sam Raimi's
chill
trilogy,
out.
Yeah.
he has a
Yeah.
classic
Oh, yeah,
Spider-Man
yeah.
score. The Amazing Spider-Man has that classic score by Hans Zimmer.
I mean, yeah, but that 60s theme though.
Yeah, that '60s theme.
Yeah.
gets me. When it's like, like
Nigga,
that's fire.
that's classic.
That's fire.
That's Steve Ditko.
That was the best part of
But
it.
that wasn't in the movie at all. Though.
It was.
It was. What you mean?
It was at the beginning.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about like it didn't play throughout the movie.
I
It
mean,
did.
sure.
It played
It did.
at the beginning. It was the start of the movie.
Yeah, a lot of the soundtrack was just MCU type soundtracks, but still, that's okay because the 60s theme was all I needed.
Honestly, I thought the score of the movie was pretty weak.
Pretty
Yeah.
bad.
and we're
It was pretty weak.
I thought
There
the
was
song. I thought the songs they chose were unique because I guess because it was a different type of movie. Like all the insert songs, like it was more like a jazzy sort of. Not
Well,
jazzy,
you gotta
but
remember.
it was like a super baddie sort of like soundtrack. to this
But you
movie.
gotta remember, these MCU
Popper.
movies don't really have memorable, like,
They don't.
superhero themes at
A
all.
lot
Yeah, that's
of
When
the
you really
themes-
think
It's
about
just-
it.
It's just the
lot of
Avengers theme.
Yeah,
a
this
lot of the
that,
themes,
but like
yeah.
all the standalones, they don't really have a distinct theme that like sticks with you.
And Iron Man just goes with AC/DC the whole time. So.
Yeah, I guess.
The only score that I remember from like Civil War that I thought was great was like the it's like that type of shit. I was like, yo, that's hype.
Yeah, DC has better soundtracks, I guess. Better
Oh.
original.
Oh, of course, by far.
They
Oh
didn't play that
my
Wonder
God.
Woman theme enough in the Wonder Woman movie. I was waiting for it.
God, that
movie.
thing was
It was
lit,
like,
bro.
When they
I don't
finally played
I
it,
didn't
was
know
like,
that everybody loved it, so they didn't
yeah,
want to
they
overdo
held
it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they held that. I was. Oh my god.
That shit was great. I loved it so much, bro.
Yeah.
I love how we're going back to Wonder Woman. Anyway,
It was
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
We didn't do the Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
we didn't do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
that's
that's
for
a game.
another day.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, I think the thing is the only thing I hope the next movie is better. I thought this one was good because they got the casting right. They got the casting really right,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Spider-Man. I just want to see a better structured plot, like some
Yeah, just a
more,
better
something
Spider-Man
more,
story
yeah,
now.
yeah, a better
Yeah.
story for them to
Yeah, they
work
got the
with.
characters, but now what
Yeah.
the actual
I
story
just want
of
to see a better story. Just expand, build some depth underneath the fun that they've had with the goofy teenage Spider-Man, and
No,
then
I'm not.
it'll be fine.
I'm not sure. I know he's gonna be in Infinity War Part 1. I'm not sure about Part 2.
He's in both.
Is he gonna have a
How-
stand? Is he
Is
gonna have a
part two
stand?
like 10 years from now? Like what?
No, it's like the
No.
year after the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
they're
in
called
real time or like
Real time.
in real time.
oh, okay.
So I don't
They're
know if the
splitting it.
second movie might not come out until like 2020.
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
coming
we
out
won't be seeing
2019.
that till stage 4, I think.
No, like both the movies are in phase 3. It's just the like
Phase 3.
yeah, like it. I think the phase 3 ends with Avengers 4, like the
Yeah,
like the Infinity part, the Infinity
Yeah,
like War part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, but like they want to call it, they want to give it like a different subtitle because it says like something like it's like more stylistically different for some reason, which is kind of, it's not weird, but
It's interesting.
I peep what they're doing. I
It's
peep what
interesting.
yeah, I understand.
As I was watching Spider-Man, and like it immediately starts connected from Civil War and stuff like that. I did think it's interesting at this point that the MCU is like mirroring, like a flagship title from like Marvel or DC now. The fact the movies are mirroring like the comic book
Mirroring
style
the
of like
comics, yeah.
releasing. Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
so weird.
Yeah,
It's like they're blending in, and then they're crossovers, and they're references in
Yeah.
the
No,
movies to other movies.
to me that's a good thing because that means that if you're gonna be able to succeed in it, then you can make the movies like the comic books to a larger extent.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's like
It's weird.
I'm surprised that we
Yeah.
got to that point, and it's very
we've
shocking
never
that
seen anything like this
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
Never
I
seen.
think that
Yeah, it's very
was like the whole
surreal.
point of like
It's surreal.
like they wanted to have like a
Yo, so is
interconnected
this
universe.
review done?
yeah,
Y'all got our thoughts
Yeah.
up?
yeah. Why are you
Basically,
angry or
yeah.
something?
No.
Problem?
What? No.
I mean,
I
we
just
gotta
feel
make
like
a
it's dragging on a little bit.
out for the best Spider-Man movie ever.
Man, ain't
Mhm.
no one going to sit here for 2 hours watching a Spider-Man review.
Yeah, they were. You'd be surprised, man. People want to hear what you have to
Podcast,
say.
man. Audio.
Yeah,
People
Man,
love
if
podcasts.
you have a
Yeah, I did,
clickbait
Jim.
title, then there you go.
All right, I'll end it here.
Oh
Make
my
you
God, Spider-Man dies.
happy.